And now it's time for What Did Brittany Say Next? See if you can guess what Brittany said next.
It's not such a bad thing. I think there's some sort of, ignorance is bliss, because...
What did Brittany say next? If you said...
being around dumb people is fun sometimes.
You're right. Now, back to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Really, being around dumb people.
I mean, I feel like you feel that way. You obviously want to hang.
Want to what?
You want to hang with me, so it must be a fun time.
Oh, it's actually a disaster. There's no question about it. It's deep amounts of pain, suffering. You know, that's the deal. Top story locally today is the Minnesota tax rebate checks start arriving this week. You can either call them Minnesota tax rebate checks or we're trying to buy your vote checks. That's another one we could call it.
Yes.
The rebate checks, tax rebate checks of $260 for individuals and more for couples and families will start arriving in eligible Minnesotans' bank accounts or by mail this week. Legislators passed the one-time rebate checks last session as part of a broader $3 billion tax package that also increased some taxes. So in other words, you knew that was coming, though, didn't you? As soon as you saw they were going to give away some checks, you knew they weren't going to pay for them.
Yeah.
So they just taxed other people to pay for those checks for these people.
That makes sense.
It's just, Jesus. Is every politician in America just a filthy pig now?
Yeah, I think that's the conclusion.
I mean, we're kind of getting there, aren't we?
Right? I mean, it's so transparent.
I want to read that again. Legislators passed the one-time rebate checks last session as part of a broader $3 billion tax package that also increased some taxes. So we're sending you checks that we got from Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you just let me keep the money?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, what about that?
That might work.
I couldn't agree more. Just let me keep the money and then get back to me later. But then it doesn't look like I'm buying your vote, which we're doing nationally, statewide, locally. That's what we do now. Oh, he gave me money. She gave me money. I better vote for them. You got to vote for them.
Well, the sad part is they get to set the price.
Yep, that's right.
My vote is way more than $260.
Right,
so
exactly.
Time to up the ante here, everybody.
Okay, individuals with a gross adjusted income of up to $75,000 in 2021 are eligible for $260.
Jesus.
Oh, the big dough. While married filers with an income up to $150,000 could get double that amount. Ooh, $520.
Yeah.
Oh, the big dough. Families can get an additional rebate check for up to 3 dependents for a maximum of $1,300. Minnesotans don't need to apply for the rebates, which the department determined based on income tax filings for calendar year 2021. Residents, weren't a lot of people not working in 2021?
Yeah.
That's weird. Why would they use 2021? Because a lot of people didn't have a job then.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Boy, that's odd. I'm telling you, these people are getting crazier by the day. Residents had to live in Minnesota for part or all of 2021 to be eligible. So you could have taken a bus up from Chicago and lived here for a month, and then you get a check. Is that what you're saying?
There you go.
Jesus. These people are just, honest to God.
I mean, and the thing is, it's like, you're right. It's such a small amount. If that's not going to help anybody, but the amount of time and energy and resources they had to put towards it is insane.
Well, we got charged for that, I can guarantee you that.
I know, for sure.
We're going to have to pay for that. Nobody works for free.
No.
Look, it's great. You're going to get your money, but please understand, whether it's on a federal level, state level, city level, they're not doing anything for you but trying to buy your vote. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, anybody above, $150,000 for a couple, they're going to vote for whoever they want to vote for anyway. They're not as easily swayed.
Yeah.
It just, they're looking at us as easy pickings, basically, is what this is. Oh, this will be easy. I can buy their vote, no problem.
I just and again, if this was promised to go in the hands of the people that $260 would help them, we'd all go, okay, great. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, I mean, retired people who'd have no income coming in but are just fine.
Yeah.
They're going to get this. Everybody in the retired, no matter where you're at, because you don't have an income coming in, we're not going to at all pick through and go, hey, these people are fine. And I'm not saying sitting going, oh my God, to attack people with a limit, a limited income, but There are people who absolutely $260 to them is not going to register on the radar at all.
That's true. Would you get Governor Walz on the phone for me, Brittany?
Yeah, not a problem.
Because I want to ask him a question about all this whole deal and how this thing, his view of how it works and all the rest of it, and should I actually give a rat's ass? I could go buy a new. Oh, you know what? I was just going to say I could go buy a new pair of shoes for Catherine, but $260 ain't going to get it.
It depends if you want what you want, right? Oh my God, running shoes are so expensive now, and I try to wait a whole year. But like mine start breaking down, and I'm like, they're $150 at least.
Yeah, I just super glued mine yesterday, just to keep them together.
They are bottom line is $150 up to like $500, isn't it, or something like that?
No.
For a pair of running shoes.
We were at Shields yesterday, and we were looking at like.
You love that Shields.
I love that Shields.
I know you do. It's good.
Gogo likes to look at the giant fish aquarium, so we just end up sitting there for a while, but. There was hunting boots for $600.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought to myself, me and Justin were talking, he's like, I don't know if this is any warmer than my old pair of like, what?
Oh, yeah. God. I bought a pair of, somebody gave me a brand. They were like, you have to have these boots. They're the best winter boots ever. I went out, I bought them. They were like $350. My toes froze.
Yeah.
I went to L&M up in northern Minnesota, and I bought a pair of like $40 Rocky boots.
Yeah.
Warmest boots I've ever had in my life. Like, why did I spend $350 on a pair of boots that just sit in the closet?
I still have a classic pair of those big like tan Sorels. Those are so warm.
The best.
And I think I've had them for 10 years now.
Waterproof as all get out.
Yeah. Heavy-o. But you're going to get a workout.
Yeah.
John wrote in and said, by the way, you need to pay income tax on the rebate.
Yeah.
You're pulling my tit.
No, that's the other part too that they left out of the article. It counts as your actual income for the year. I know. I'm trying to throw a pen through a wall.
A tax rebate has never been taxed before, has it?
We are living in unprecedented times, my friend.
Very true.
I know it's so. You know what? Keep your $260. If anything, I'm gonna go spend it in Wisconsin, in Iowa, in South Dakota, and North. I'm gonna sprinkle it around like Grandma's ashes. I'm not spending it here in Minnesota. I'm sorry.
They're gonna tax the $260.
Yeah. I know. Dumb.
God, you're horrible people. You are horrible people. You sit there and try to figure out ways that you can benefit, and nobody benefits but you. How do they not notice that?
Yeah.
That even the people getting the money are going to get nicked for paying taxes on it.
Yeah.
What's it going to do? Okay, $120. Well, let's say you got $180 left after taxes, right? But about a third of it's going to go to taxes.
Okay.
Is that not correct?
I'm not sure.
Because federal's going to tax you too, aren't they?
I'm not sure.
I don't think federal gets their hands on this one. I think this is just a state one, yeah.
Okay, so it's 10%. So basically, you end up with about $220.
Sure, somewhere in there. Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so that's so for $220, they're going to buy your vote. I don't think I would vote for somebody because it gave me $220.
No, and again, it's a one-time fee.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to say that that's not helpful to people.
No, it is. It's fine. But
it's rare it's going to be that one-time fee is going to put the buffer in between, paying rent. I just don't. It's pandering. It's annoying.
Of course, absolutely it is. This is funny. This came up this morning because of the timing of it for me personally is weird because I saw something on TV today about taxing this, that, or rebate checks. Or one of these, it was some other area. And it brings back the great memory for me. I am the only person I've ever talked to, the only one who never got a Jesse check. Remember the Jesse Ventura checks that he sent out?
Yeah.
I am the only person that didn't get one.
Dang-a-lang.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that Jesse check because I think I had worked for the VFW calling bingo. I think I had worked for 9 months, and I filed taxes the year before for $1,200 for the year. I was 17, and when I got that Jesse check, I was like, he will be my governor for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah, of course.
At that age,
absolutely.
That was a huge amount of money.
How much was it?
I think I remember getting back over $500. That was my check
anyways.
That
is huge.
And at $500,
for a young guy,
at 17, I thought I was like, oh my God, roll out the red carpets. Let's get the rolls going, everybody, because
you're about to drop some cash at the bar.
My girlfriend and I, when we take road trips, we play this game called Rich Man, Poor Man, where we try to figure out the similarities between rich men and and poor man. And my favorite one I came up with is you own the rights to your own music. Because you could either be Paul McCartney or you're like a local rapper.
Yeah.
Anywhere in between, somebody else owns your music,
Absolutely.
right? Taylor Swift is starting to get her own music back. But one of the things that I was just sitting here thinking about, rich man, poor man, $260 means nothing to both.
No, isn't that true?
Yeah,
Right.
$260 to a rich guy doesn't care about it. And a poor person, also, it doesn't even help you get through the month. It's a tank of gas and a trip to Target.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it. A tank of gas and a trip to Target. Jesse. And I do remember that when I did find out I was the only one who was not going to get a check, I said, Jesse, the great news for me is I'm not going to get the check. But the really good news is that I'm not you.
There you go.
That's magnificent news for me, man, you pain in the ass. He and I used to be friends, back in the day.
I know. I feel like that you could still mend that if you wanted to.
No.
You don't think so?
No way. No, he as soon as he became governor, he was much better than everybody else.
But like he's not governor now. His big thing is like getting weed regulations changed.
But he didn't do that.
No, I'm saying like that's his big mantra now is being a part of that. Like
Well, how come he didn't do it then?
no, I mean I think that was one of his big goals he never got accomplished.
So he's a failure. That's what you're saying.
Obviously, I want to call your old BFF a failure.
He
That's
was never
why-
my BFF. I actually liked his family. His family was very, very nice. Jade used to babysit for us all the time. She was a very sweet
That's what I'm
person.
saying. I feel like there's still a chance you and
No.
Jesse Ventura could be friends.
Honest to God, the last time I ran into Jesse, it was out at Bear Path several years ago, and Ken Herbeck was there. And the next day I talked to Ken, he goes, man, I thought for sure you guys were going to end up in a fist fight.
Oh, God. You know
Well,
how
there-
pissed Catherine would be if you ended up in a fist fight?
At a charity function
Oh,
on top
my
of it.
God.
We're fighting at a...
Jeez.
Jesse's probably a pretty tough guy, though. I don't know if he is it or not.
And how old were you at the time?
Oh, God, I know, I was in my... probably around 60,
Yeah.
something like that.
Two 60-year-olds in a fight.
That's North Minneapolis right there, sister,
I
on payday. Payday Friday. I'm going to have a few drinks, then I'm going to punch you right in the face.
Oh, God. Well, that would have been on every news site. That would have been lovely.
Oh, yeah, that would have been really, really nice.
Just wrestling around.
Hey, Jesse's Jesse. He's a very odd individual.
He's super odd.
But I will tell you, his family is very, very pleasant. And I had some great times with Jesse, here and there and all the rest of it. Just, that happens. Somebody gets that big, and it's, and I suppose it was both of us, actually.
I'm sure.
Because he was the governor, and I had the highest rated show in America, so I suppose we were both a pain in the ass.
I'm sure it's one of those things that a little slight then just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. I'm sure it started off as like a small incident, and it just decayed.
Do you remember the song we wrote for him?
No.
I could while away the hours consorting with the flowers if I only had a brain.
Oh, my
Oh, he did
God.
not like that song at all.
Shocking.
He didn't care that he didn't have a brain.
Shocking that you are saying the world that he doesn't have a brain.
But here's what he has to understand, that if you're the governor or a U.S. senator or a U.S. congressperson, whatever, you're going to get made fun of, and you're going to take some shots.
Yeah.
Because you have all that power. Don't take it so personally.
Do you think he has a sense of humor?
No, oh God, no.
I don't. When I see him, I don't think he has a sense of humor.
Not
so
at all.
I think that kind of stuff is really going to bug him. Now, do you think you could take a joke like that, like somebody saying Tom Barnard doesn't have a brain?
You ever read the newspaper or watched the news?
So like that
happens
would,
once a week.
But like then would you be able to be in a room with that person? who said that?
If somebody wrote a song about me, I'd be honored.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same.
making fun of your brain. Who cares? They wrote
Right.
a song about you.
Yeah.
That's a good part.
Yeah.
Now, we had good times. Don't get me wrong. There was never a situation where I never had fun with Jesse. His family is very, very pleasant.
Yeah.
And Jesse could go through periods when he was pleasant as well. He was one of those guys that when he did get, because he was already famous, obviously.
Yeah.
So that wasn't it. It was getting that amount of power. It changes people. There's no question about that. It just does. It probably changed all three of us if we ever became governor, although I'd shut down all the borders. I become governor.
Yeah.
You can't leave or come in.
Yeah, stay out, Canada.
Stay out. Get the hell out.
Stay in is what has me scared. As you know, you have to stay in. Like
lot.
as soon as somebody says I have to stay, so I'm in panic mode. I'm very
yeah.
raccoony where I go, oh God.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the big question is, who would win in a fight, Tom Barnard or Jesse Ventura?
Well, Jesse's a professional fighter, so I would assume he would, but I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
is he, how high is Ventura at the time?
I don't. Okay, no drugs allowed.
Okay.
Yeah, no drugs allowed.
Nowadays, I'd probably say me. He looks pretty frail now.
Yeah, he does look frail now.
Which
Yeah.
is, I don't know why that happened, but Jesse used to be that boy, when he got out of Roosevelt High School, I think he graduated in 1970, if I remember correctly. But he was a big time swimmer. I think he was a diver and a swimmer. Really, really put together.
Is he still rocking the skullet?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Because if you have long hair, you already at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Like that, you don't want to get getting caught up in the mix.
No, I suppose not. But yeah, look, I mean, this is one of those things again. Oh, life sucks. I'm a victim. No. Well, Jesse and I argued. We had great times as well. Like I said, he has a wonderful family, no question about that. He got lucky just like I did, and all of us did pretty much. So you got to look at. I'm not one of those kind of people that I will never say anything nice about you again. I just know there are good things about Jesse. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
He's very self-involved. Is the problem I have with Jesse. He's very fond of himself.
Of course he
Yeah,
is.
his name was The Body.
The body, baby.
Who else would? And remember when he changed it to The Mind?
Oh,
That was
yeah.
Jesse
Oh,
the
yeah.
Mind Ventura.
The
Okay,
Mind.
yeah, great.
It should have been The Brain, but that was Bobby the Brain Heenan, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Heenan
yeah.
already took Brain.
He didn't took that, yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, you don't
like,
want to go out doing another guy's gimmick.
I still,
no.
I still have hope that someday we all can hang out in a room just because he's just unique and funny in a weird way. I mean, I don't know if he can take a joke, but it seems like, well, I used to think he was in on the joke. And then as I got older, I go, I don't think he's in on the joke.
No, but back in the day, to have like those pro wrestling, when he did those, what do you call them? Like the commentaries, the inserts or whatever,
Yeah.
when they would do those, it was such a caricature of a human being.
Yeah.
And the
true.
fact that, I don't know what happened, but boy, one day the switch just got flipped and he was not a guy who could take jokes anymore.
Oh, God, no.
I saw him like break up a fight in a bar up in northern Minnesota. I was there for like homecoming at this hotel, and he was staying at the same hotel. And then like these two guys were starting to argue, and then he stood up and he put his hands on both their shoulders and he sat them down, and then started like giving everybody the business, like holding court. It was like,
Right.
what? Okay. I mean, you're out here trying to like get votes in. Why are you screaming at everybody? He was kind of calling people white trash, and I'm like, dude,
What the?
Wait a minute. Who was doing this?
Jeff Ventura was. This
He was calling people white trash.
Yeah, he was like screaming. He's like, "Don't you bring that white trash in here, Hibbing. We came all the way from Minneapolis. Don't you bring that white trash in here. We didn't come here to see you townies brawl it up." I was like,
Okay, it is kind of
Jesus.
funny.
Yeah,
Like-
I love that so
Like-
much. That's such a Jesse thing to do.
And you sat there, you saw it all?
Yeah, it was at the.
Oh, I would be enthralled.
Yeah, it was at a hotel called the Kaler up in Hibbing, Minnesota. It was like 1990, whatever year it was. So 98, maybe? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is one. Oh, man, that just made
Why
my
don't-
day.
You should lead with that story all the time when you walk into a room. Like the imagery I have in my head is just, it's iconic.
Yeah.
Okay, 952-600-2575. If you're white trash, call in.
Yeah.
Or if Jesse's ever called you white trash.
Hey, the phones are ringing off the hook now.
They
Great.
probably are. It's true. God, this cheered me up mightily. It really did.
So
Jesse,
funny.
what the hell? What is your deal, man?
It's like life is so ridiculous, and like the character, the boa, all the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Laugh it up, and you won. You were our governor.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
For a while we had a professional wrestler as a governor. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And now we got a guy that looks like your mailman. Mm-hmm. That's our governor now. Mail delivery.
Yeah.
Nah, Jesse, we love you. But look, no matter the battles we got into and the sniping each other, all the rest of it, I still have a soft spot in my heart for Jesse. There were some great times. He made me laugh, and we had great times. Yeah, there are other times we didn't get along at all, but I still hold that one spot for Jesse. That
I know.
he was fun to hang out with. He really
He
was.
seems funny.
I don't know if he's funny. Well, he doesn't mean to be funny.
That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, you're right. In that
Like-
way, he is funny.
Like, I just feel like he'd say these lines and would just say it with a straight face, and I would have to die. Like, I don't know if I should be there ever, because I would be Giggles McGee.
God, he got so mad at me one time because he goes, Barnard, one thing you'll never understand, what it's like to be serving overseas. I said, you were in Subic Bay. You were folding towels. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Like, what?
Neither will you, Jesse.
He was like, I was in the jungle chasing down the predator. It was like, that was a movie, Ventura.
Oh, no, you have a head
The predator
injury.
kicked your ass, by the way,
right.
too.
He sure did.
You never made it out of that jungle. You died with a mouthful of chaw.
Which, if honestly, when it comes down to the predator, you want to die quickly.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get hunted for 10 years.
That was a great line. It's one of my favorite line movies of all time. Mm-hmm. I ain't got time to bleed.
It's so good. And you should
And he
hear
delivered it beautifully. He did.
anytime that it is said, because people say it in the Army all the time, but try to say it seriously, everyone's just like, you are a nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd. I ain't got time to bleed. Okay.
Okay, Jesse, call in if you're listening. I don't know if he's down, where does he live in, like Baja, California or something?
I don't know.
A bunker in Mexico.
Bunker in Mexico,
Was
probably.
off the grid for a while.
He was, I'm off the grid. He loved saying that, too.
I know. I loved saying it as well.
Got to be honest with you, I enjoyed his TV shows. They were so surreal and over the top that I actually enjoyed him when he was, we're tracking down. There are creatures from other planets following us around. I love that. I love that.
It says that Jesse Ventura lives now is in Mexico and Minneapolis, which I don't know if either of those are correct.
Well, Baja, California is Mexico, isn't it?
No, I'm just saying, like,
No, but I mean, isn't it, though? I'm asking that question.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's part of Mexico.
Baja might have like an overlapping, like one side you can
Yeah,
live on
right,
both.
right,
It might be,
right.
yeah. But I thought he was like full time in Mexico, like deep rattlesnake, scorpion country of Mexico. But
I
maybe,
don't think so.
maybe not. No.
I think he's in Baja. I know he lived in Baja, California for a while. Maybe he moved. I don't know. I haven't talked to Jesse in years now. But it really, hopefully I can be man enough to say there were times that I just loved hanging out with Jesse Ventura. We had so much fun. And there were the times he was a massive pain in the ass. It's just how life is.
Jim wants to give him some credit. Jim wrote, Jesse brought down the price of license plates. What a great achievement.
Yeah.
You know why Jesse did that? Because Jesse owned a very expensive sports car.
There you go.
That's exactly why he did it. So there you go.
Talk about like a tailor-made situation.
Oh, that's why he did it, too. I'm here to tell you. I think he brought them all down to, what, $100 or something?
I don't
It
know.
was like $100, something like that. But he had the very expensive sports car, and he didn't want to spend all that money.
How can this benefit me?
It couldn't benefit me if I cut it down and I'll look good doing it.
Right?
Politicians, man.
Politicians,
Like I said,
man.
99% of politicians that were my friends or we used to hang out or they would call me and ask me for an endorsement or whatever, I never hear from them anymore.
No.
Not one of them.
They got what they needed, Tom.
Well, that's exactly what it is, too. Now, this might be a problem because I'm supposed to be out on the Mimi tonight.
Oh, you are? I forgot.
Yeah, an isolated severe thunderstorm's possible this evening, so that'll be great.
Oh.
If it's raining, I ain't going out there. I'm not driving all the way out there in the rain.
Me and Alex had a long talk about what she was going to wear.
Oh, yeah?
What? I told her, we didn't take enough pictures. Me and Justin should have taken pictures of the actual boat. But you're on this giant yacht, and you go, wow, I don't have any proof that, like, I was trying to tell someone about it. I was like, I wish we would have just taken a picture. So make sure you guys take a couple pictures.
We will do it. Like I said, though, if it's going to thunderstorm, I'm not wild about... I mean, it's not like I think I'm going to get hit by lightning or something, but that's a hell of a long way from my house.
You'll be fine. They'll make the call.
I'm going to go sit in the bedroom for a while. Hey, this is fun.
They've got a few, so I think you can all sit in
22.
different ones.
Somebody told me there's 22.
No, there's not that many.
There's,
Oh, there's not?
yeah.
I mean, are they talking about ones that fold down from the wall, like 4 in one room? Is that what they mean by 22?
I mean, if you count a folding chair as a bed, then yeah, you probably
Yeah,
got
maybe.
22. But
I don't know if they have that many folding chairs
No,
there.
you're right. No, but it is beautiful on the inside. It is.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, it's magnificent. You'll love it.
I'm going to, of course, tag it. I'm going to take some spray paint with me and put a tag up on the interior. And
TP?
Hey, Banksy was here.
Banksy was here. That's exactly what I'm going to put on there. Okay, so yeah, today an isolated severe thunderstorm is possible through this evening until 10 o'clock, which is exactly what time I'll get home. So it might stop storming right when I get home. Most of the severe weather will likely be north of the metro area. Well, so that's good. I mean, not for them, but stretch of 90s ahead, much like what we had during the last week of July. Windy and very warm, mostly sunny with a high of 88. So that part's good. Tonight, the scattered thunderstorms possible from 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock, right when I'm going to be on the boat.
There you go.
God hates me.
You might see a show.
An isolated severe storm is possible, especially north, clearing and much cooler. Actually, it says curing. It's curing and much cooler. Thursday, mostly sunny, breezy, and cool with a high of 76. So it's supposed to be nice, except for like from 6 to 10 tonight when Tom is
On a yacht.
on a yacht.
Nobody feels bad for you,
The
sir.
hell am I? What am I doing on a yacht?
I asked that the whole time I was on it. I was like, when are they going to realize I should not be on this yacht?
Just push him overboard.
It's so fun. You're going to have a blast.
That's what I hear.
It's ridiculous. When I got there, I was like, what took you guys so long to get me on this thing?
Well, there you go.
I was supposed to be here months ago.
I believe that.
See? Well,
I
yeah, why
believe
the
that
hell wasn't I on?
mentality. It defines us all in a nutshell.
All right. Oh, my God. We're only 10 minutes past break time, but that's
Oh, my-
good.
yeah.
I like that. You know what? Piss on that format. That's all I have to say. Many of you have taken my recommendation to give mnfatloss.com a try. I'm hearing from so many people how this program has worked for them when nothing else would. The mnfatloss.com program really has discovered the secret to weight loss. Just like the program says, I lost about a pound of fat every day. I did the first 60 days and the maintenance program, and now I went back to the weight loss program to get to my ultimate goal. And honestly, it's just not hard at all. I eat real meat, vegetables, and fruits, and I'm not hungry or feeling deprived. They really have figured out the secret to fat loss. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, that's about a pound of fat every day. No exercise required. To schedule a free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That is mnfatloss.com. Results may vary. Be sure to tell the team at mnfatloss.com that Tom Barnard sent you.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant, and I'm driving my car safely and legally communicating on my phone. Minnesota law allows a driver to use their cell phone to make calls, text, listen to music or podcasts, and get directions by voice command or single-touch activation without holding your phone. Violations are very expensive.
The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes per year, and nearly 400,000 injuries are caused by texting and driving. Not surprising, since 4 seconds with your eyes off the road is like driving the length of a football field blindfolded. And research shows that just 2 seconds increases the risk of an accident up to 24 times. Texting may only take a second, but it can end your life or ruin it forever. Please, drive safely and stay alive.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. You horn tootin', ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand this headline. Should be an interesting story. Bars are the Midwestern way to say I love you. I don't know what that means. You know what that means?
No, and is it bars that we go to or bars we cook?
I'm looking at bars we cook, so maybe that's. I assumed they were talking about going to the bar.
So did I. I mean, I could go either way with it, but I guess, yeah. That's.
Yeah, they're bars. They look like the little lemon bars, some chocolate chip ones. There's a secret love language that thoughtful Midwesterners possess. Whenever life turns a major page, a baby is born, a loved one is sick, a new house is set to become a home, or a life is lost, we pull out a special 9x13. The pros have a special cover and warming carriers for their pans. Some are engraved and colorful, but all are known in the kitchen as the sweets-only pan used for making bars. I have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
I do.
You guys get that?
I just got goosebumps. I don't know why.
You have a special pan for bars only?
No, I'm not good enough at baking, but they usually you denote because it's just people who are really into baking have their own. That stuff's only for baking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the ticket. Those not from here might not pick up on the subtle total differences of the way we say bars, but a Midwesterner knows that when the tenor is deep and the inflection lands on B, bar? What are they talking about?
Oh, can I make some bars for you? I'm going to bring some bars over.
Yeah, but that's how everyone says bars.
Okay, I'm going to the bar.
Yeah, I think
making some bars.
Our A is a little longer here in the Midwest.
Is
we
it?
have bars. Ours, it just keeps going.
Bars. Do you want me to bring some bars over?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody in my family ever did that. Bars. Let's go. Yeah, they do say, let's go.
Let's go.
That thing
Yeah.
is
Let's go.
forever. That goes on.
Let's go to the bar and have some bars.
There you go.
It seems like there's a little difference.
Yeah.
Bars. I'm going to the bar. I'm going to make some bars.
You see? See? A little bit longer, yeah.
Longer. Midwesterner knows that when the tenor is deep and the inflection lands on the B, that we're talking about a place where grown folks drink, but a softer said bars, or the A bleed. Yeah, so it's bars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. It's a much longer bars. Into the ah, and the R is quick and sharp. Didn't you have anything else to write about? This is what you wrote about today, is how to say the word bars.
That's funny.
Jesus.
Slow news day, eh?
No, apparently. The detail of who created the original bar has been lost to time, but bars evolved from a cookie-baked freeform on a tray. It moved from the tray to a pan and was eventually christened the cookie bar. This also answers the perennial question of whether a bar is a cookie, which surfaced when the... Man, don't you have anything better to do? You sit at home and go, I wonder if this bar I'm having is actually a cookie.
I like a 7-layer bar.
What's that?
It's just like a bunch of stuff on it.
Yeah.
It's got coconut, which is my favorite.
Does it have caramel?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'd like it.
Yeah, it's
coconut and caramel.
so
Sounds
good. Oh, I never made anything like that.
Yeah, you don't want me making things like that, I'm here to tell you. Tom, these are the worst cookies ever. Well, thank you. I did the best I possibly could.
You're like, they're bars. Thank you very much. Bars.
It's a bar. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to the bar, but you can eat a bar. Mm-hmm. So it's a big difference. I didn't grow up around that accent, so I'm not used to that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I certainly heard it once I left the neighborhood and all that stuff. But yeah, we didn't. Oh yeah, you know, we didn't have any of that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Marry, sleep with, kill. What would you guys do when it came to the brownie, the cookie, or ice cream? What would you do?
Okay, I'm going to marry the cookie. Mm-hmm. I'm going to kill the brownie, and I'm going to screw the ice cream.
Okay, that's a good one.
What the hell are you talking about?
Haven't you ever played that game?
No.
Yeah,
Marry, F, kill.
Marry, F, kill, where like you have 3 things and you have to decide which one you are going to marry, which one you're going to F, and which one you're going to kill.
And this has to do with ice cream and cookies.
Yeah, because like it's you kill the thing that you hate, you marry the thing that you love, and then the thing that you're sort of in between about
And
is
like
the one
passionate about.
you
Like
have sex with. Yeah.
What if I like them all?
Then that's not really how the game is played.
Well,
but if you want to play it that way,
maybe you've always wanted more than one partner.
maybe you want to force them with all these delicious treats. Feel free, my friend. This is your game.
What's your order?
Oh, I think I would probably marry the bar. I would.
Wait, marry the brownie? You
Or
mean?
marry the brownie. Yeah, marry the brownie.
Oh wow, that's bold.
I would definitely F the ice cream, and then
Yeah.
I would kill the cookie. Yeah.
Do you realize you're going to get
Wow.
arrested later on today when somebody lifts this? I would marry. Remember what he just said?
Yeah.
Marry a brownie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You going to marry an 11-year-old, are you?
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
We're going to
Jeez.
cut that out. I'd marry the brownie.
Yeah. Well, everyone knows I'm way more attracted to Girl Scouts. Okay.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Obviously, I like them a little older, right, Britt? Am I right? Yeah.
I hope so.
Are brownies part of Girl Scouts?
They're like the like the
like the-
Weebelow of
Yeah.
Girl
Oh,
Scouts.
yeah,
It's like
okay.
the entry level.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Neither did I. I totally.
What's worse? I said I'd kill him.
Yeah. Was
There
it?
you kill for a
That's right.
brownie. There you go,
Yeah.
right there.
Kill one.
I thought you were going down the route of racial.
I was
like,
very
I was not,
worried.
yeah.
I was very uncomfortable the whole time. Something so innocent has just gone awry.
Yeah. Was Alex ever a brownie? Did you put her in Girl Scouts?
No, neither one of my kids wanted to do that.
No?
They had no interest in going to any of that stuff.
Did you ever want to put a Kinley in that? Or
She had no interest either. Okay. Yeah, didn't want to do it. I remember when I was like 7, we went down to the Boy Scouts meeting to be able to get into it. And,
right.
You know, all of my friends were there because it was at the school we all went to, and we went in the door, and you know, the lady's like, "Well, here's this little kerchief, and here's this Boy Scout, uniform, and here's the handbook, and here's how you do the thing." And then they're like, that'll be $35. And my mom went, "Oh, you pay for this? Oh, no, that's okay." And then like made me give back the kerchief and the shirt, and we turned around and went home. And
did you want to do it too?
Of course I did. All my friends were Boy Scouts. Never stepped foot in the Boy Scout.
Oh, that just kind of hurt my heart a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think my brother Terry, my brother who's 9 years older than me, he was in the Boy Scouts, and then my brother Todd, who's like 5 years younger than me. But the other 3 of us were never in the Boy Scouts or any of that stuff. What was it? The Cub Scouts first, and then the Boy Scouts?
Yeah. I think you go. Webelos, right? Is that the entry level, and then Cub Scouts, and then Boy Scouts, and then Eagle Scout is the last one.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
I worked with a dude who was an Eagle Scout, and I laughed because one time he had like his tire was a little low, and he called AAA to have them come and fill it because he had no idea how to fill a tire. I was like.
Don't you have a badge for that?
Aren't you the guy I'm supposed to like come to if there is ever a forest fire and I need to always be prepared? No, always have a phone number to call AAA to come bail your ass out.
You're like,
how it is.
If I would have had that $35, I would have worked your ass.
I would have Eagle Scouted all over this place.
Oh, poor you with the return. The returning of the handkerchief is rough.
Yeah.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So, I don't know that like I said, I don't know. I just never had the inkling to go, hey, I want to hang out with a bunch of guys wearing uniforms.
No?
I don't know. I was never interested in that kind of thing. Rubbing 2 sticks together until a fire starts.
Yeah.
Good. I have a lighter here, right here. Good. There we go.
You guys were too busy pulling off Grand Theft Auto at 12.
Exactly.
Who's got
exactly
time?
Right.
Who's got time to learn how to basket weave?
Right? The skill sets we need are far different than the ones that they are offering.
It's all true, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think many of my friends were in the Boy Scouts either. Not that I can remember, anyway. What age is that? Is that like 8 or 9?
Yeah,
like
I think Boy Scout starts like around like 8 or 9, then probably goes until I think like 15 or 16, and that's when you got that. By that time is when you can move into the Eagle Scout realm because it's like I think you have to be a certain age. I mean, just to be able to get that many merit badges to become an Eagle Scout takes years.
I think, to tell you the truth, something just popped into my head just now, and I'm almost positive this is 99% accurate. But one of the reasons my neighborhood was not big on the Boy Scouts, because I think they popped a guy for getting a little too familiar with the Cub Scouts.
Yeah.
And I think that we're all like, nope, we won't be going over there.
Yeah.
Because that does happen once. Well, I haven't heard it in a long time now. But
yeah, South Park did an entire episode.
Did they really?
Well, but just about the hypocrisy of Boy Scouts that they don't let gays into the Boy Scouts, but they will totally have a guy who's okay with like raising his hand very quickly when they're like, "Who wants to go on the overnight camping trip?"
Right.
Like, no, Rich, you're out of the mix, my friend. Yeah.
It's one of those, they should buffer it out. Whoever puts their hand up first doesn't go.
You don't go. Yeah, sorry, bud.
But have you ever tried to get a parent to volunteer to like do a t-ball class?
Yeah.
Or be the t-ball coach? You gotta take what volunteers you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's true, honest to God, that they don't allow gay people in the Boy Scouts, or didn't?
That may have changed, but yeah, they booted a lot of, there was a lot. You could not be openly gay and in the Boy Scouts at the same time, or be like a den leader, yeah.
I have a question for you. I have never, ever walked up to somebody and said, you know what, I'm heterosexual. I mean, how would people even know?
Yeah.
I usually lead with that for you after we meet people. I'll be like, by the way, Tom Barnard is very straight.
Yeah.
Very straight.
You're like, who cares?
Nobody cares. I think it's funny. So I was a part of an infantry unit out of Alexandria, one of the 194. And right before we deployed, we had this big meeting, and they had rescinded the don't ask, don't tell. So what the policy in the Army used to be is, if you're gay, we don't let anyone find out. You can be gay in the Army, but if anyone finds out, we're probably going to kick you out. So, like, keep in mind you live with everybody, too. So it's like, it was this big thing. So all of a sudden they said, okay, that's gone. There is no whatever. And you would have thought the unit I was with, half of them, I'd say the older guys, like the staff sergeants and higher ranks, you would have thought we got told, you have to have sex with men every night. The way they reacted. Yeah. I was their medic, and I was sitting there, reading up on something, barely paying attention to this meeting, because I'm like, well, I don't care. Okay, well, especially for women. There's a bunch of lesbians in the Army, and we don't.
Oh, yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, we need someone on the front lines.
Yeah, right? Like, trust me.
You take the bullet.
Yeah, and so I was like laughing. I was like, they literally. I remember the sergeants were like, "Well, I'm, they can't do this and this to us," and everyone's like, "Yeah, they can't." Like, it was just like so. It was something out of Saturday Night Live. The way that they were reacting. I mean, it was. I mean, at one point I just started laughing, and of course was like got told to leave, but yeah, it was just one of the funniest moments, surreal moments I've had in a long time.
I don't really understand that whole. I never did understand that you're gay, you can't come in the Army.
Right.
What am I going to do? Force myself on people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That never made any sense to me, and I got to be honest with you about that. Look, if you're in voiceover or any form of entertainment, in a band, whatever it is, you're going to be around gay people about 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Because the agents, you go down the list of people, they tend to all be gay or lesbian. Who cares?
Nobody cares.
I have never had one gay man or lesbian woman come up to me and say, I'd like to take a run at your sister or brother.
Well, what's so funny is they're like,
what?
We need these clear lines, and also, I would have to sleep in a tent with guys all the time, and it was nobody cared. I wasn't trying to have sex with them; they weren't trying to have sex with me. Like, I would be like very like It was just so funny where I'm like, this is the same situation, you guys. Like, we're cohabitating and we are heterosexual. Well, and like, it's just like blew my mind. Also, I don't mean to say this, but like, the recruitment is down, and if a gay man wants to come in the Army, you let him, okay?
Well, there is, if you look down the timeline of since 9/11 about all the things that the service has decided to pull back on, for a while there, they were trying to pull the legal drinking age for soldiers down to 19.
Well, yeah. Well, for a while,
Yes, right.
The tattoos that you have, they wouldn't let you join the Army with, which is hilarious because once you join the Army, you almost always get a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah.
Really? They didn't let them in?
No. Yeah, initially, no. If you had tattoos, I have no idea.
You could not have visual tattoos.
Really?
You could not have visible tattoos in the uniform. Yeah. And that's why there are a few of the, once like tattoos started becoming a little bit more mainstream, a lot of the uniforms changed to be long sleeved.
And that's funny.
So they could keep these guys around because people were, they were coming into the recruitment office and they're like, I want to serve. And they're like, well, you got that, makeshift garbage skull tattoo on your forearm. We can't have that, but you're an able body. So finally they figured it out. Hey man, if these guys want to join, we'll figure out a way to get them in.
Right. Jim wrote in, folks, the Boy Scouts went bankrupt like many religious organizations.
Oh, did they really?
I don't know. I don't know if Jim was making a joke because when I looked at Boy Scouts, they look, I know that I bought popcorn from somebody.
Yeah, Trump's gone bankrupt like 9 times, so.
Also, how Boy Scouts have a disadvantage going door to door selling popcorn and the Girl Scouts sell cookies.
Yeah, well, popcorn and cookies, yeah.
Which one am I going to pick?
Yeah.
Don't bring that up to me. What'd you bring that up to me for?
Why?
Because I buy all their cookies.
I know you do.
I do, and it costs me a fortune, but I can't stop myself.
I know, you're so cute. I've seen you.
You're such a sweet kid. You've never seen me do that.
The one downstairs, the one on the first floor here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're very cute.
No, little kids, it makes them so damn happy, and don't you love seeing happy kids?
Yeah.
I love that. Happy little children. What the hell? That's how life should be. Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
When's Girl Scout cookie time again?
It's February into March, because the second we started this show, you Sherpa'd like 9, pallets of cookies up here.
Right.
That's what I was saying. We had an endless amount of cookies because anytime a kid, if you're, just a heads up, kiddos, if you see Tom Barnard in the wild and you're selling cookies, he's your man, okay?
Yeah.
He's the whale.
Buy them all.
He's the, the cookie whale. Go for it.
Then I give them all away.
Oh, I know. You leave them all around here.
Yeah, but we leave. There's a couple that I can, and it's not that I don't like them, but
we can only eat so many. Yeah.
One of those, you want people to be happy, right?
Yeah, I love. You make it rain with cookies.
Making it rain, baby.
It's very painful when you make it rain with cookies.
Yeah, that's just another example of, I'm not a victim and my life does not suck. I get to buy cookies from little Girl Scouts and make them happy, make me happy, and make you happy.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I love the Girl Scouts. They're very cute.
The Boy Scouts, too. Don't cut out the... How come the Boy Scouts don't sell? What do they sell?
They sell popcorn.
They sell popcorn. I've never seen one selling popcorn.
Wreaths.
Yeah, well, it's because you gotta. Well, those things are so goddamn heavy. You gotta order it, and then they send it to you.
Oh.
And then you get halfway through it, and you're like, turns out I hate popcorn.
I know.
Because you just get halfway through the bucket, and then all that's left is that garbage cheese stuff, and you think, why? Why is this? I should have just saved it and gave it away as a Christmas gift.
I should have just given them $20 and said, take this.
Oh, is it all cheese corn?
Well, they do the compartmentalized three, you know what I mean? So, like, you get the caramel, the butter, and the cheese, but at some point, there's nothing but cheese left. That's why you got to pull that little cardboard partition out and just mix it all together.
That's good anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I've never had a Boy Scout try to sell me popcorn.
No?
I've never even seen it.
I accidentally downloaded a whole bunch of PDFs about their program.
You got it all.
I just wanted to see their popcorn, and all of a sudden I'm like, I think I'm in the Boy Scouts, you guys. Jeez.
What the hell? It all works out in the end. I know we got to go to break here in a second, but I got to complain just very, very quickly because I already complained to Brittany about this. But got a note yesterday remember Mike Molina?
Oh, yeah, I love him.
Mike was a great guy, worked at KQ with us, then, of course, worked on the Family Podcast for 5 years before moving to New York. Mike still sends me a Father's Day card every year because he and I very, very well. Mike Molina and Tevin.
That's sweet.
I get the Father's Day card from both of them. But he sent me a message yesterday. Used to be called the Gramercy Hotel, and then they changed the name of the hotel. But apparently, the hotel is now for migrants. And Maialino, one of the greatest Italian restaurants I've ever been to in my life, is closing on the 25th of August, which doesn't even give me time to get out there and have one more meal, damn it.
Okay, what is the name of it?
Maialino, M-A-I-A-L-I-N-O.
M-A-I-A-L-I-N-O.
Maialino.
No wonder, I will say this. Could have spelled it a little easier.
Easier?
I'm not blaming them.
Easier.
You're right. I can't really give advice on
You're
how
a booze
to
hound.
spell or pronounce anything.
No, Maialino, it's Italian, though. See, it's a different language.
I wouldn't know how to say that. I'm just saying.
But it's Italian. What are they supposed to change it for you?
No, I'm just saying if they're worried about marketing, if that was an issue.
Dick's Bar. How about that? That'd be good.
Dick's. That's four letters, add the S.
Just Dick's. That's it.
Yes.
Come in and have Italian food at Dick's.
Dick's Bar. That's the worst kind of bar. Okay, marry, kill, screw, Dick's Bars.
Yeah, there you go.
Cookies or ice cream. Kill Dick's Bars.
Kill
Okay,
Yes, kill
Did
Dick's.
you find it?
Yeah.
What does it say? Closing August 25th.
Yep, on August 25th, Maialino's will close its doors at the Redbury Hotel.
Oh, it's Redbury now. That's right. It used to be the Gramercy Hotel, now Redbury. And apparently they pretty much destroyed the hotel, from what I understand. Those very grateful migrants that come up.
It looks delicious.
Oh, it's one of the best Italian restaurants I've ever eaten. Phenomenal. We have great Italian food in this town, too, don't get me wrong. Bar La Grassa I love, obviously. But it was just such a great place. And then when Alex moved to New York by herself, she lived in New York for one summer by herself. She used to go to Maialino all the time and just loves it. She was very sad when I finally had to tell her that Maialino's closing on my mother's birthday, by the way. Why did it have to close on my mother's birthday? It's a bad memory.
It's actually super sad.
I couldn't agree more. I love that place. Oh, what?
This food looks so good.
Oh, it's phenomenal. I'm here to tell you, honestly, it is phenomenal food. Danny, what's his name, owns it? Danny, the big, very famous restaurateur in New York. What the hell's his name? Danny, doesn't it say in the article?
Yeah, I'm looking at their website.
Oh, you're looking at the chow, are you?
Yeah, I've actually left your... Are we on air right now? I'm like...
I'm telling you.
Ooh, Zooey Ma, that looks good.
Do you think we could talk the Hubbards into letting us use one of their vehicles to fly the the show out to New York for one more day.
Honestly, here's the thing. It's pasta. I feel like it'll keep. Can we send Dan to go get some?
Yeah, we could do that.
Like,
so you didn't find his name? It's Danny. A very famous name.
He's not on the website. I looked at the people.
He's a very, very famous guy.
Danny Meyer?
Danny Meyer. There you go. That's exactly who it is. But God bless you, Maialino. Had many a nice time there. They had great wine back in the day, too, like when I used to do things like drink wine. But I'm going to miss it because it was wonderful. We lived about, I think, 3-4 blocks from there.
Yeah.
You might be able to get one last meal from this place off of a company called Goldbelly.
Goldbelly?
Goldbelly. So they're kind of like a DoorDash, but like nationwide.
Wow.
Really?
So if you live in San Francisco and you used to live in Chicago, and for whatever reason, for your birthday, you thought, I need to have this, I need a medium-style pizza, Canadian bacon pineapple from this place in Chicago, and it has to be from that place, you can have Goldbelly ship that to you. It might take a couple of days, but they have all these like new age sort of contraptions that keep the food fresh, and then I don't know how they do it, but and obviously it costs you a few bucks, but if it's what you're hankering, they can make it happen.
So do I contact the restaurant and then connect them, or how do I do that?
I think you contact Goldbelly and then they take care of it.
I'm looking to see if they do this restaurant.
I would love to get the whole family over for one last Maialino dinner.
Mm-hmm.
God, it was so much fun. Beautiful, beautiful bar and restaurant area, too. It was a great hotel in a wonderful neighborhood, the whole situation.
My God. So, first off, great tip. They do Maialino, and all their stuff is sold out.
Oh, really?
Okay.
They did Maialino al forno. They do a bunch of sauces they'll send. They do the olive oil cake, which looks amazing.
Are they not going to do that anymore once they close?
I think they're done because it's probably like they had a limited amount. Well, it was a good idea.
I'm hyperventilating, I say.
I know.
But they're open till the 25th, so why can't the Goldbelly just go there and pick it up live?
I mean, I think they're sold out of all this stuff.
I hate them because they didn't call me. I'm here to tell you.
Dude, they have their sauces to go, and they look insane.
Oh, seriously, some of the best food I've ever eaten. We have to take a break now. Damn it. Now I had a great tip, and now I can't even use the tip because they shut me down.
Somebody's mom texted me or emailed me, Nikki Brown, that her son had been deployed with me, and sure enough, she sent me a photo. She's a listener, Nikki Brown. Her son is Joe Brown. I was deployed with him.
Honest to God.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Joe Brown, that's a very uncommon name.
That's why I even said I go to her. There was actually 2 Joe Browns that I was deployed with. I go, I don't remember which one, but either way, they were really nice guys. And the one she sent the picture, I'm like, I love that guy.
Was there a movie called Meet Joe Brown?
Yeah.
I thought there was.
Meet Joe Black.
Joe Black, that's what it was. Meet Joe Black. There you go.
Close.
Close enough. All right, we do have to take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. We can whine and piss and moan to Kristyn right after this. On MyPillow's 20-year anniversary with over 80 million MyPillows sold, Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in the history of the place on their MyPillows. Queen-size MyPillow's regular price is $69.98, now only $19.98, and just $10 more for king-size. MyPillow's patented fill adjusts your exact individual needs to help you get the best sleep ever. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to get Mike's amazing offer on the queen-size MyPillow for only $19.98. Enter promo code TOM. In addition to this special anniversary offer on the MyPillows, you'll also receive deep discounts on all MyPillow products such as bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, My Slippers, and so much more. Take advantage of the biggest sale in MyPillow's history. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code TOM to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his MyPillow. That's MyPillow.com, promo code TOM.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant, and I'm driving my car safely and legally communicating on my phone. Minnesota law allows a driver to use their cell phone to make calls, text, listen to music or podcasts, and get directions by voice command or single-touch activation without holding your phone. Violations are very expensive.
The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes per year, and nearly 400,000 injuries are caused by texting and driving. Not surprising, since 4 seconds with your eyes off the road is like driving the length of a football field blindfolded. And research shows that just 2 seconds increases the risk of an accident up to 24 times. Texting may only take a second, but it can end your life or ruin it forever. Please drive safely and stay alive.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust, who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you, Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. And tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm looking at the person. I blame her because I was talking to her when I received the message that Myelina was closing. This is your fault, Kristyn Burtt.
It's completely my fault that Myelino is closing, yes. But why don't you order from Goldbelly while you can?
Now they're saying, Brittany says it's all sold out.
Oh. Goldbelly sells Tom Cruise's famous Christmas coconut cake.
Oh.
Huh.
Do you know the story about Tom Cruise and his coconut cake?
No.
No, but I love
So if you
coconut.
work with Tom Cruise, every Christmas, he sends you this like delicious coconut cake. It's from a bakery that's actually not far from where I live. And it is supposedly the most delicious thing ever that people will actually try and just like savor it and like make it last as long as possible. And usually if you wind up on the list, like 20 years later, you're still getting the Christmas cake.
Really? That's pretty good.
Where is it from?
I would have to look it up, but
Okay.
it is so delicious. I had a friend who got it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And it makes me want to go and buy it. It's like $110. Like it's not
For a
cheap
cake?
coconut cake. Yes.
I'm good.
It comes from the, is it Doan's? Doan's Bakery in California?
Yes. Yes, that's it.
I got to be honest with you. When I was a little boy, those coconut little snowballs that Hostess used to make,
Oh, yeah.
forget about it. Nothing was ever better than that.
The pink, they were pink, right? Or were they white?
Well, the snowballs were white, but there was a pink version as well,
Yes.
but I can't remember their name.
That was strawberry, though. I think, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Strawberry and coconut? Yes.
Chocolate filling. Ah!
Oh, I just found that actually it's not that big of an upsell to get it sent to us for
What?
this
Doan's?
Doan's?
Doan's, $125.
Oh, it went up to $1.25 now from $1.10. It's already gone up in price.
And like, don't get me wrong, that's a very expensive cake. But if it's originally $100 and it's only that much extra to get it sent to us here in Minnesota, that's kind of crazy.
Or better
What?
yet, get on Tom Cruise's list and get it for free.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Someone has
working.
to go
Here's
and
how
work
she's
with
working
them.
on it. She's got that look. Hey, Tom, we should buy a cake.
I'm
You
working
can
on
join
it.
Scientology. Maybe
yeah.
he'll let you join.
Honest to God,
Maybe he'll-
you could see the picture of her, right? The video of her, of
Of
Brittany.
who?
Yeah, you can see
I can
me.
see Britt. Yeah.
She was doing this. Honest to God, I'm not kidding. So basically, she's going, "Oh yeah, and the cake's $110." Like glancing
It's not my
over
fault.
at me.
My Botox is worn out. I haven't gotten like at least 6 months, and then my eyebrows tell everything, huh?
Oh, that's right. Your eyebrows were dancing too. That's right. I forgot that part.
No, I could not, in good health. A coconut cake, and I love coconut cake, but I
do
feel like
too.
I could make this. I got this. Don't worry about this, guys. I'll work on this.
Is it white cake or chocolate cake?
It's white chocolate coconut bundt cake.
Oh my God. That sounds
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds good.
It's good. I mean, honestly, it's worth the $125 price. I'm just saying, Tom.
How about a
it
Twinkie?
might be a good morale booster for the studio.
I will buy one if they want one. I will buy one and have it sent.
No, because
let's buy one right now.
Shut up! I would never let you.
Come on.
I already got rid of the link. You know what is equally good? Just any bundt cake anyone makes always. Like a bundt cake is
good.
so good.
Cake is good.
Or what's the princess cake? What's the name of that? Wallet's princess cake. It's got the pink. It's almond cake and it's got the pink fondant or the green fondant on it and Wallet's. You guys ever have that? Oh, I'll just grab that.
Is that called the Chris Egert cake? Is that what it is? The little princess?
Chris Egert cake.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
He's coming on and
we should rebrand the princess cake as Chris Egert cake.
The Chris Egert cake over at Wallet's. I love Wallet's. Wallet's is good. When you lived here, did you ever go to Wallet's, Kristyn?
I never did.
Really good bakery. There's one over on 50th, just east of France, right?
Yeah.
I love a
spot.
good bakery.
No, there's nothing. You talk about bagels, you talk about whatever it is.
Yeah.
Bakeries are fantastic. I couldn't agree more.
I brought home, Bill, like a huge thing of pastries from Solvang just so I could taste them.
Oh, that's why you bought them for him?
Gift. And then I'm like, oh, let me have a bite.
I know.
I bought this for you.
And as women, we just want to taste it all. So I just want, I'll let Justin have 90% of everything, but I want a bite of every one of them.
That's my mom's MO when we were kids. We'd go to Dairy Queen and she's like, what are you guys going to get? I'm like, I'm just going to get a mini Blizzard. She's like, you should get a peanut butter parfait is what you should get.
Yeah.
And then she'd eat half the damn thing.
Okay, I don't do half, but I definitely, there is a mom tax, especially if I'm driving. Justin gets the Blizzards it's called a Royal, where they dump a bunch of fudge in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Justin is such a fat kid in a skinny kid body, and it's infuriating. But you better believe if I'm picking that up, I'm going to take my tax, and it's coming from the middle, and it's so good.
The middle?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that stuff, I'm upset that Danny Meyer's already sold out. I can't even order anything to be delivered. What the hell is that?
You have to be on eater.com catching on to all those restaurant closings.
Why are they doing this? Couldn't you just move
I'm
it?
going to guess real estate is really expensive.
Yeah,
Rent
that's true.
in New York, and it's gotten to the point. It's why Pump in Los Angeles closed. They were trying to charge $1 million for rent on a high traffic corner in West Hollywood. Even though the restaurant was doing well, what did they do? They moved part of Pump to the other side of Tom Tom.
Yeah.
Because they already owned the real estate there, and the landlord in that particular building wasn't going to raise the rent on them. So, the margins are so slim on a restaurant. You got to pick and choose.
And Tom, you're gonna love hearing this. So in LA too, that Lisa Vanderpump owns a bunch of restaurants, and they've slowly been kind of closing. And where she's been doing a bunch of business dealings now.
Where?
Vegas.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me in the least.
I knew it wouldn't. Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Everybody's going to Vegas now. Hollywood is moving to Las Vegas. They really are.
Well, and she doesn't have to, it's the casino, so she doesn't have to worry about the rent or anything else like that.
Yeah.
They're bringing her in to fill a space, and then, she just has to worry about the restaurant itself. It's a lot different than worrying about WeHo rent. West Hollywood is so expensive.
I have a question for you guys because I don't have a really clear understanding of that business. I was trying to think of a chain of restaurants that are all around the country. Is there a chain of decent food restaurants that you can think of?
Depends on where you're at, because I have family of mine that think Perkins is a high-end restaurant.
Well, that's true. Yeah. That's very, very true.
They do have a bread bowl.
Legal seafood in New England is delicious.
What's that?
Legal seafood, if anyone's ever eaten there.
Legal seafood. But now I'm talking about more of not really a diner, like a Sweet Green. What would that be considered?
Oh,
fast
like
food.
fast casual?
Would that be fast casual? There you go. Those things do really well, don't they?
Oh, Sweet Greens is great. I love Kristyn Greens.
Kristyn Greens really good. But those places make good dough, I would assume.
Oh, I would hope so, but
they're charging you $20 for a salad.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I hate how much I like Kristyn Greens. I love Kristyn Greens, and then there's this. Oh yeah, there's this Mediterranean place near us too that's fast casual. That's like Kristyn Greens where you can pick your salad, called Taza in Chanhassen. But I love Kristyn Greens. I hate how much I love it because it's expensive.
It's not.
Do you guys have Kava? Kava's a really big one
Kava's
too.
Big too. Yeah,
I've never heard of that one.
Absolutely.
Is it similar?
It's like a bowl, but it's more like it's like more like a Mediterranean bowl. I would say.
Right. Yeah, it's Mediterranean stuff. They're They got like 100 of them around the country, don't they?
Yeah, they're really good. They're
Yeah.
addicting. And all the sauces, you can get like 3 different types of sauces on your bowl. And
Those things must make a few $100,000 a year in profit. I would assume.
probably, I mean, the one that I go to, it's at one of our outdoor malls, and it's got really high traffic, even though the mall isn't necessarily high traffic.
Yeah. Oh, malls are having such problems with traffic now.
Well, did you see our mall?
No.
The Topanga Mall, where they did the smash and grab.
Oh, another one? Really?
I did see that.
No,
one.
this
Ooh.
was a big one. This was
Yeah.
like 50 people came in, smashed and grab into Nordstrom at the Topanga Mall. And they've been hitting different malls around California. And this is one of the higher end malls. So they wound up with probably a ton of high end goods. They were saying it was about $300,000 loss for the store.
Oh, man. And we're going to end up having to pay for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird because I've seen different videos out on the internet of people who happen to be in the store when this was happening. And, you know, some people are like completely scared, you know, and they sprayed the security guards with like bear spray.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So they're getting this is the thing, like you have to realize, like if they're getting more aggressive, you have to start worrying about violence toward people who are trying to stop it. You shouldn't stop it. That's why. But other people are cheering them on, like, go get them. These are corporations, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, do you realize that the loss gets passed on to the consumer? This is not great.
Also, you don't want empty storefronts. Like, you don't want that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, all of that compounds, and next thing you know, the property you bought, it's gone down. The whole neighborhood, it's just none
People
of that's
lose
good.
jobs. I mean,
exactly.
yeah. I mean, if Nordstrom like departs Topanga, they're going to say, all right, well, I'm sure that's at least 75 employees at that store. It's a big department store.
Here's the thing. I'll be very honest. If somebody was running around the mall with bear spray, I'm not going to get in between them and the things they want.
Right.
But I'm not going to cheer them on. I mean...
Yeah, and they're telling employees not to get involved. I mean, the employees are told to just stand back.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if they do get violent, that's the last thing you want is a murder at your store.
Yeah, or even if they get hurt, it's you're going to be paying for it, and you're going to be paying quite a bit more than the merchandise.
Yep.
So I would like to know how much longer we're going to put up with this bullshit.
I don't know.
I would love to know too. Our Attorney General Gascon has been very soft on crime here in Los Angeles.
Has.
What's his name?
Gascon.
Gaston?
Not Gaston. Gascon.
I know, but it sounds very similar.
But let me tell you, really close to a Gaston if you know Beauty and the Beast very well.
Really?
But it's so funny. We knew this was going to happen. This is crazy. I did not vote for him because this was exactly like we knew this was going to happen because he has always been really soft on crime, and it's like coming out of the pandemic. People have lost their minds.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you need. And I was like, I am maybe not loving their opponent, but I know that their opponent has a stronger stance on crime, and it's a city. It's a city.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived in cities most of my adult life, and you know what? You need to have a strong stance on it.
Well, and if you keep calling for defund the police, good luck to you, because it's only going to get worse. I mean, we need law enforcement. I'm sorry, things go wrong sometimes, no question, but we need law enforcement. Otherwise, this is going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the law enforcement. It's just on the flip side, on the justice side, they're not charging people.
No, I know. Yeah.
And that's really where the issue's coming in here in Los Angeles. That's the big problem.
And why would they do that? I still don't understand. This person did something wrong. They broke the law. You need to punish them.
I know. And, it's interesting. Like, he got screamed at in a press conference, and he's like, we're going to go after him. We swear. But, nothing comes to fruition of this. And I'm like, listen, there's 18,000 angles on TikTok of this. There must be some identifying information. In fact, some of them got the license plates of the people taking off. So I'm like, it can't be that hard. It really can't.
We just last week, somebody in their backyard was having a little concert. I think it was like a punk rock concert or whatever. A couple of young guys just walked down the alley, opened fire on them. Mm-hmm. Why? Why would you even think of doing something like that? because they think they can get away. And so far, they haven't found the guys that did it, right? Or did they find them now?
Not that I know of.
I don't think they have. Young men now think they can do whatever the hell they want in America, including kill people. I mean, our world has gone completely off the deep end.
Like, for what?
I know.
For
Why?
what? You just keep going back for what? So, like, the murder of somebody you don't know, or in this case, people were stealing what? Luxury clothes?
Like, they're going to South America. There is a huge organized crime.
Of course they are.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And sometimes they're flying people to Los Angeles, organizing like the group to do the smash and grab, and then all the goods go to South America.
So, like, for purses, clothes, and like jewelry. I mean, for items that you go, okay, or for what? That's just so wild to me.
It's crazy. But it is organized crime. That's the amazing thing.
I never thought I'd agree with Brittany on this, but I do agree with her now finally today. The entire Western Hemisphere is a shithole.
That's not what I said.
I finally agree with you.
Jesus Christ. First, I want to take money away from retired people. Now this.
Now this. Exactly. That's exactly it. No, but look, we all grew up probably around criminals. I did, certainly. There's no question about it. And if you keep telling them they can do whatever they want, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Because I will tell you one thing. Criminals, the one thing I noticed, and yes, I'm talking to you out there, criminals, are the dumbest people on earth. They cannot think for themselves. They're morons who just think, oh, I can do this. Okay, then I'll go do it. You cannot cheer people on who are imbeciles because they do things like open fire on somebody having fun in their own backyard.
Being around dumb people is fun sometimes.
Well, that's what I heard. But,
you know, and it's so
it's
funny.
Only 7 to 10 every day.
It's so funny the room they have in their brain to shift and be the good guys. The steal from the rich. And it's like, you think that guy at Nordstrom's selling shoes is the rich guy?
Yeah.
The guy that's going to get laid off? Like,
that guy's one bounce paycheck away from him actually joining the gang.
Right?
Yes.
Like, oh, the narrative behind that. Or like, there's people who are listening to different music than me. Let's kill them. Like, what?
That's exactly the reason they did it, because they didn't like the music.
Like, okay, I don't understand. It's one thing. It's like you're a monster. You're killing absolute innocent people. You're stealing from there's no rationale in my brain, and you're going to switch the narrative of you're the good guy in all of this. Okay,
you're getting no argument from me, sister. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing we're going to have to address one of these days. There are many, many millions of morons on this planet. And you cannot let them do whatever they want because it's only going to get much worse.
It's true. Just ask San Francisco.
Oh, I used to love going to San Francisco so much. Catherine and I used to go there all the time, like 30 years ago, 35 years ago. The Ghirardelli Square, just wandering around that much chocolate works for me. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, the downtown is devastated.
Yeah. It is.
It's terrible. Union Square's a mess.
Although in 1986, just after Andy was born. Might have been 1987 because might have been in the spring. It was during the winter maybe. I don't know. But we took Andy to San Francisco. He's a few months old, whatever it is. And we're pushing him down the street in San Francisco by the Fairmont Hotel there. I love that. By the way, the San Francisco Fairmont is one of the great hotels in the world. Wonderful hotel. So we're pushing Andy down the street, and this convertible comes by, and there's an older man driving, and a younger man is laying his head on the guy's shoulder driving, and he's got his arm around the guy driving. And he looks over and sees Catherine and me pushing a baby stroller and screams out, "Effing breeders."
That's hilarious.
What?
That's hilarious.
How do you think you got here, asshole?
I kind of love that. Yeah. Like, I could see myself being friends with that guy. Like, he's just so ridiculous.
Great.
Like,
what a moron.
That's funny.
That's what I yell out at people.
Breeders.
Kristyn's been calling me that since I had Go-Go. She goes, effing breeder.
See, I think that stuff's hilarious. And we're like, really? 1987 and you're hollering out effing breeders. Okay.
It's kind of hilarious.
Whatever. What's the name of that great restaurant there? Fallon Isle? Or something like that. God, is that a good restaurant? It's a restaurant right there up on the hill. Just magnificent. I miss San Francisco. When are they going to give us San Francisco back? damn it.
Hopefully, I don't know, in the near future.
God, what a great place.
They're starting to try and figure it out. So,
Tom, do you ever eat at home? Like,
I know, right?
Not when we're on the road, baby.
I feel like
I know. He's like emotionally attached to so. We made one city, and the guy's like, well, this place.
Oh, we used to go to all the great restaurants, there's no doubt about that.
you need to become a food influencer, Tom.
Yes.
And then you can like travel around the country, and you'll have to do some social media though, and be like, "This is the best meal."
I already was an influencer this morning when I brought up coconut-covered cupcakes. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm trying to influence people as much as I can.
Yes, and influence them to send you food to the studio. That's what you gotta do.
We're not doing that.
No.
Tom was poisoned, but we don't know who did it. Yeah, great. Wonderful. Now, I really, honest to God, I hope maybe some century we can get some civility back and we can enjoy the entire United States. Like we said, well, Kristyn and I agreed that the one place we don't like in America is Houston. And Catherine brought up the fact that 35 years ago, when she used to go there and visit her aunt, it was a beautiful town. It just got way too big, and they didn't handle the size of it properly, I guess.
Yeah, the infrastructure is not great there.
It's not great there at all, but I love all those things about America. And yes, I do love the restaurants in all of our cities in America. It's a lot better than me cooking it. I can guarantee you that. One thing you don't want to do, unless I just have to heat it up. Even though heating up I'd suck at. Never mind. You don't want me cooking.
You'd somehow mess that up.
I probably would, yes. So don't you set it on 500 and then just put it in there and it's done in 30 seconds.
Defrost. I don't got time for that.
I'm not defrosting it. Forget it. Not happening. So what else, Kristyn? Everything else good?
Oh, yeah, everything's good. I just want to mention one particular documentary feature that's out because Joseph asked me to talk about it. He was like, I want to know more. It is on Paramount Plus. It's already out. It came out yesterday. It's called Reinventing Elvis. It's the 68 comeback. So it's all about Elvis's comeback special on NBC, which came out obviously in 1968. And if you remember, he's got the black leather suit.
I remember.
Really one of his most famous outfits. But they talk with the TV producer who's still alive. He's like 90 years old.
Oh, God.
You hear conversations from people who were in the audience. There's Elvis experts. It's really well done. So if anyone's looking for a really fun deep dive on a very specific time period in Elvis's life, it is on Paramount Plus right now.
God, he was, 42 when he died?
I think so.
I think he was 42.
And yesterday was the anniversary of his death.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, August 15th. And this is the 55th anniversary this year of that particular special. So that's why the documentary is out.
Well, there you go. He was born in 1935. So, yeah, that would make sense. But Elvis Presley, what a tremendous talent, but just had a tortured life. No doubt about it.
Sure. Yeah. Really tremendously sad. And, it's sad, too, because Lisa Marie died prematurely and it's and her son died as well. He died by suicide. So they've had a lot of tragedy in their family, even in the last couple of years.
Unfortunately, it does happen. All right, go back to work because when you're here, you're not working.
I stopped working at about 2:00. I usually manage to wrap up for the day around that.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Mo, definitely. Ladies. As a matter of fact, I do have to bring something up, and it's not connected to anything we just said, but it just reminded me. Jim Gustafson. You know Jim Gustafson, former Viking? One of the great guys of all time, just a really tremendously nice man. He just lost his child.
Oh.
And I wanted to bring that up. Jim, we adore you, man. We love you, and I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, that's terrible.
Could not ask for a nicer guy than Jim Gustafson. So we are very, very saddened by that, Jim, and all the best to you, pal. This is Tommy B for our buddies at Niemeyer Trailer Sales. They've been a part of Minnesota since 1965. The name says it all. They are family. If you want to take your passion on the road and make memories camping wherever you want, no motors but pulled trailer vehicles, RVs, go to Niemeyer Trailer Sales. Father Jim Sr. started the business, and the brother and sister team, Tim and Lisa, handle Albertville with Jim Jr. at the helm in Elko New Market. They're the best name in non-motorized RVs with great deals on the best brands like Rockwood and Northwood. Niemeyer Trailer Sales truly outservices their competition with personable employees, often sons and daughters of this third-generation family-owned business. They simply do what they say they will do every time because their name is on the building. That's why. And with a huge selection and RV service pros, you will leave satisfied no matter what you're looking for. Niemeyer takes care of every memory maker, and I mean customers, that come in their Albertville or Elko New Market location. Head to NIEMEYERS.com and put your passion on the road. Niemeyer Trailer Sales.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant, and I'm driving my car safely and legally communicating on my phone. Minnesota law allows a driver to use their cell phone to make calls, text, listen to music or podcasts, and get directions by voice command or single-touch activation without holding your phone. Violations are very expensive.
The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes per year, and nearly 400,000 injuries are caused by texting and driving. Not surprising, since 4 seconds with your eyes off the road is like driving the length of a football field blindfolded. And research shows that just 2 seconds increases the risk of an accident up to 24 times. Texting may only take a second, but it can end your life or ruin it forever. Please drive safely and stay alive.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Well, look who's here.
Did you miss me, Big Ticket?
Like an open sore Mrs. Carmex, man. Seriously, Doug, where have you been?
I'm running Flagship Ford in Baldwin, Wisconsin.
The fireworks capital, just 15 minutes east of the St. Croix?
That's the place. Anyway, I've come up with some marketing slogans, to put us on the map. Read these and let me know what you think.
Okay. Flagship Ford, drive a lot, save a little. Flagship Ford, you think you hate it now? Wait till you drive it. Flagship Ford, the largest Ford dealership in Baldwin, Wisconsin. Flagship Ford, where the cows are nervous. Flagship Ford, there is no ship, but we actually do literally have a flag.
Awesome, huh? Read this. It's my favorite.
Flagship Ford, white cars for... Oh, hell no, I'm not reading that. You've been day drinking again?
Maybe. The point is, buying a car should be fun and make you giggle a little bit. This is a great store I'm really proud of. You can check us out at flagshipford.com or email me directly at doug@flagshipford.com.
Flagshipford.com. Hi, this is Tom Barnard here for Power Lodge and Miller Marine. Attention all power sports enthusiasts. This August, we invite you to celebrate with Power Lodge as we hit a major milestone, 25 years of bringing action and excitement to Minnesota as your go-to destination for all things marine and power sports. Each of our locations will host a local community appreciation day. Join us in Brainerd, Ramsey, Onamia, or Sauk Rapids as we roll out the red carpet with delicious food, amazing prizes, fantastic giveaways, and unbeatable special pricing. We'll be raffling off a variety of Polaris ATVs and snowmobiles. Check out powerlodge.com for event dates nearest you. Throughout August, we've got something special planned. Follow us on social media as we unveil 25 days of deals on the latest off-road and on-road vehicles, boats, and supplies from the top brands in power sports. That's right, 25 days of back-to-back incredible offers. You won't want to miss this. So mark your calendars and get in on the action during our 25th anniversary. Power Lodge, where your adventure begins. So far, it's worked great, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, news brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. What's happening, Pally?
Nothing. How are you guys?
Well, we already threw you under the bus once this morning, but I can't remember what it was. What was it again?
I wasn't listening.
Have you ever had from Wallet's the princess cake?
I'm familiar with it.
It's got like green fondant on it and pink, and it's an almond cake.
My partner over here, Megan Newquist, she's a big Wallet's fan, and she talks about it from time to time.
Yeah, she'll know what the princess cake is. Tom wants to rebrand it as the Chris Egert cake.
Why you got my masculinity, Tom?
Threw you right under the bus, pal. That's all I'm saying.
There are lesser manly people around. I can assure you.
Lesser manly.
Yes.
Is that the key to being manly? Is like outrunning a bear? You just have to be a little more manly. Than, Okay. Mm-hmm. So you just need somebody a little less than you.
Yeah, Chris is going to take his tiara and go home. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll break it with his bare hands.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very upset. All right. In any case, so what's the latest with you?
I don't know. I don't want to say it was a quiet news night, but it was a relatively quiet overnight. Not a lot of the kind of shooting stuff and everything that's gone down over the last couple of days, so that's good. I think our lead story this morning at 6:30 was the rebate checks that I know you're such a big fan of, Tom.
God, what a joke. We're going to buy
really
your vote.
It's really pretty hard to not think of that other than anything but that.
I mean, these politicians, particularly in this state, are disgusting. Jesus. Everything is about, we'll give you $1.50. Oh, good for you.
I mean, listen, I know everybody would like a little extra money in the pocket, but I think a lot of times people lose sight of that's where that money comes from. It's not just some mystery account in the sky. It's our tax dollars in the first place, right?
No, that's exactly it. They're not giving you the money. The taxpayers are giving you the money.
Right. They took the money. Now they're reallocating it to,
And just to buy favor. That's the only reason they're doing it. They don't give a rat's ass about you. They want you to vote for them. That's all they care about.
I mean, they're called Walls checks. They're not even.
Oh God!
There's not even
Yeah.
I mean, that was the nickname for it. I mean, I'm not being political or anything here, but that's what they're being referred to.
God. Whatever. Good for you. Why don't you have a little bigger ego based on nothing? These guys always have massive egos. What the hell have you ever done to have an ego that large? If somebody came to me and said, we're going to call them Barnard checks, I'm going to go, no, you're not. We are not calling them Barnard checks, all right?
First of all, I want one of those.
The Barnard checks?
Yes.
The whole 10, 11 cents. I'll write each one out for 11 cents.
Did you know that Rudy actually volunteered you to pay for my son's college at St. Thomas?
I don't blame him. Why wouldn't I?
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, that's
I want
right.
to see you guys succeed.
Yeah, when I went to Chris's son's grad party, when I wrote the card out, I wrote I put $40 in there, and I had said something like, "Hey, have a great time at college." What I can't remember exactly how I wrote it, but it said something like, as a graduation gift, I'm going to pay for all of your college. I hope this covers it. Signed, Tom Barnard.
There you go. No, I wasn't invited to any grad party. Were you, Brittany?
I wasn't invited.
Absolutely.
No, I wasn't.
No, of course. He brought it up, and I was
we
like...
talked about it.
Absolutely.
I don't remember. Me and Tom decided we don't remember any of that.
Brittany, you gave me the $40.
I don't remember any of this. I just remember being slighted, and I have
You
carried
never
that with
invited
me
to that.
Yeah,
No way.
We would have showed up with bells.
No, you didn't. Nope. You must have been dreaming. Both of you.
It was a verbal. We talked about it.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't send out invitations. You didn't send out invitations. We just didn't make the first round. I'm just clarifying. So we got like a pity invite on this show.
That.
Yeah.
No.
There you go.
No.
You know how weird it was to sit at that table with all those place cards that said Brittany and Tom, and you two didn't show up? It was very awkward for me.
Never invited. Typical.
Typical.
That's all I'm saying. Never invited.
Listen, I did not invite a lot of people I work with because I didn't want people to feel obligated to come. And that's you're in a weird space there. Like you want like the coworkers who maybe have kind of a relationship with the kid.
Yeah.
Like where do you draw the line on that?
I think you just invite everybody and like trust that they will either come or not. Like you think you just do that.
Well, you think these invitations just grow on trees, Brittany?
Oh my God.
What about it?
These invitations grow. It's almost like you could have printed out 20 instead of 10. There? No?
You know, we've already fought over this already. We already had this fight like 3 months ago.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Chris. If me and Tom have a united front, I don't care what it is, I'm going to jump on that bandwagon. And so now, you are the enemy. Me and Tom, you should have invited us. How dare you?
Enemy.
I humbly apologize.
Don't apologize, because that Chipotle was delicious, and that cake was amazing. All right?
Chipotle, baby.
I had a great time. I ate enough for all three of us. So thank you, Chris. It was an exquisite outing. So thank you so much.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Rudy. The yard has never looked as good as it looked that night, and it's been all downhill for the rest of the summer. So
you guys would love Egert's place, because the downstairs, like the garage, was turned into like this cool kind of like media room where you hang out and watch TV. But then, Oh, the crest of your establishment. The burn barrel in the backyard is my favorite.
What a twist.
Just hobo styling it up with just a barrel, and you throw a couple of pieces of wood in there, you hang out, you warm up your fingers, you have hit off a flask. It's amazing. I love it.
That's how our house ends up rolling, because my husband has, you can take the guy out of Bemidji. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden we'll have these weird things. He's got these makeshift. I mean, he's excited to show you his golf net he put in the basement, and it's just like, all right, this is our life now.
Mm-hmm. Tommy, do you guys have a fire pit type situation at your place?
Yes, but it's contained. It's not in the ground.
You do like one that you pull out to the front driveway, or do you have one behind the house?
No, it's behind the house. Yeah.
Okay.
But the neighborhood gets together all the time. Matter of fact, we just had a couple we knew last night come by the neighborhood, because now apparently all the houses in the neighborhood, somebody wants to buy the houses because they heard. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, about 10 neighbors, and every weekend, well, even last night, some of us got together. When it's nice out, we all sit, bring out a chair, and we sit in somebody's driveway and just schmooze all night. I have the nicest neighbors you could ever imagine.
That's cool.
They're phenomenal people. I'm still trying to get one more deal going with the ice cream truck from Tire Carver, and then Jimmy Francis food truck, and have all you guys over and my neighbors. Herbeck, said he would come. I got to get that thing lined up before we get too much further down the road here.
Well,
that would be fun.
People would love it.
If we need a last ditch effort, ice cream truck comes every Thursday to my cul-de-sac.
Well, we're not coming to your house.
Okay, not a problem.
It's too far away.
It's too far. You either tell me I live a mile from you,
that's exactly
or
right.
It's too far the minute I invite you to my house.
1.1.
I don't go south of 62.
You know what?
See, now
all
you
right,
can still come
I'll
to my
be
house.
at Valley Fair FaceTiming you, looking at the whole world you're missing.
What's Valley Fair? What's that?
What's that?
Anybody been thrown off the roller coaster recently?
No, I feel like Valley Fair is the last place, now that they won't let teens run around there by themselves. It's a real civilized place.
That's very smart.
It is smart. We had, when our oldest was younger and in that age where it was like, drop us off at Valley Fair, and there seemed like there was crap going down like every night of the week there for a while.
Yeah.
So
they've cleaned it up. Luckily, they made that new rule this year, not last year, because between last year and this year, boy, I have used Valley Fair as my babysitter.
Yeah,
now,
good.
$67 for the entire season. It's the best money I've ever spent.
That's clearly what was going on, right?
Absolutely.
Of course, the year Go-Go was born, I tried to drop her off there by herself, and they were like, no, ma'am.
A bunch of prudes.
I know.
Lame.
God.
Lame.
One of my favorite memories of going to Valley Fair. Did you ever know Donnie Hoberg?
Mm-mm.
Donnie died. God, he died very, very young. Probably died 35 years ago. I think he was only about 35 years old, actually, when he died. But he and I went up when Valley Fair opened. I don't think that Minnesotans knew what certain things were and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But he was a media guy, so he got tickets so he and I could go to Valley Fair. It had literally just opened, and he walks up to the window, and I'm right next to him, and he says to the young guy behind the counter, my name is Don Hoberg, and I've got some comps. The guy goes, what? He goes, comps, complimentary. I will never forget that. The kid had no idea what a comp was. Never even heard of it. But I suppose if you're young enough, you'd never heard of a comp.
Yeah,
you gonna comp those?
Really not.
It's not like that world as much, yeah.
But this kid had no idea what the hell he was. He's like, what?
Yeah. I explained to my daughter the other day, she was asking like about photographic memories. And she said, how come when I take a test, I can remember things where they're written on the page when I'm going through it? And I said, because your head isn't all gunked up with a bunch of garbage yet.
Yeah.
That's why. It's still like a fresh slate. I was like, just wait until like you wake up and you're like, oh my God, did I really have 37 whiskey shots last night and then punch a bouncer? Like that will haunt you for years.
Yeah.
And that will take place of
Anyone's
where are the
phone
kids?
number.
What time do I need to pick them up? That's the stuff that starts to cloud it. Yeah. So enjoy it while you can.
Yeah.
Well, family events, things like that.
Having
Family
a working
events.
memory.
Yeah, all
Having
that
a working
stuff.
memory.
Yeah, because basically when all the new stuff comes in, it pushes out all the stuff that you actually need.
No, that is true.
Every day I wake up and I have to look at my planner to figure out like what's going on with my life in that day. It feels like I rely so much on that.
Yep.
You have noticed as time goes by, like if I haven't seen somebody in a few years, I have a real hard time remembering their name.
Oh, you're a human being?
Oh, does that happen to everybody?
Yeah.
That never used to happen to me until just a couple of years ago.
I know. You're having that problem where you go, oh, I can't remember something one time, like a week, and you get all mad at yourself, and I'm like, okay, you robot. Like, you're fine.
Robot.
Like, it happens to everybody. And
I remembered everything, though, back in the past.
your, like, bad memory that you experience is better than my best memory.
Really?
The things
Just
you
don't have a
recall
lot?
is insane. Yes.
I'm deeply hurt. That's all I know.
You're going to be fine, sir. You cannot remember one item once a week. It's fine.
But it's a person's name. That bothers me that I don't remember somebody's name.
Yeah, this has been happening a lot to me lately too. I feel like there's just no room left on the hard drive. I wish it was like a phone where you could go in and delete the crap out of your brain that you don't need and just delete that. Like, I don't need this. And then that way you could keep the stuff in there that you still do need, but it doesn't work that way.
Unfortunately, I still need, lather, rinse, repeat. That needs to stay there. So I'm sorry, Chris, if I screw up.
It's on the bottle. It's on the bottle, so you don't have to. It doesn't need to be in your brain.
I'm just saying, sorry. If your name is Adam and I call you Chris, just listen. There's other information I'm trying to hang on to.
Fair.
Again, the princess of what?
He's a princess cake.
Princess
Chris
cake.
Egert
There you
cake.
go. Chris Egert cake. That's right.
We should get that cake. But I do think I have a whole, especially when I was going back to school for nursing school, and there's a bunch of 20-year-olds who all seemed the same to me. Like they all had the same, outfit, same whatever. I would write down descriptions. Sits next to me in this. Here's her name. And I would look at it because I just wanted to I wanted to form relationships, but I was terrible at memory at the time. I was just, and so that helped a lot. I just used that over and over. But I think it's kind of rude to be like, hey, Brandon.
Has bad teeth.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, smile for me. Like a horse. You're looking at their gums.
Brandon, it's you.
Yeah.
That's nice.
My girlfriend dropped the ball on that on Sunday when we met up with some people, and it was a friend of a friend. And I was like, I know this guy, but I cannot remember his name. So I was like, hey, by the way, this is my girlfriend. And then she sat there, was like, hi, nice to meet you. And I'm like,
say your name.
Just ask him his name. That's what you do. That's the move. What are you doing?
What happens when you socialize? That's why I never do.
Yeah. Well,
I'll wait here.
That's my standard answer for everything. My wife will be like, oh, it'd be fun to go have dinner with, and I'll be like, listen, there's no more room on the friend list. I got the 6 whose names I know. Like, let's just keep it there.
Yeah. When people go, have you heard such and such band yet? No. Whatever music I liked when I was 17 is what I will die with, okay? I'm done. No more new bands. We're done.
There you go. See right there. So now, unfortunately, I'm going to be Marky Rosen's getting married in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be in town for it because I would have liked to have gone to his wedding. I've known Mark for, 38 years, something like that. But I would like to have gone to his wedding. Mark's been one of my favorite people. Marky Rosen for governor, all the way back to those days. But other people, I get invitations to their wedding. And on the invitation, it says, Tom, we'd love to see you at our wedding. I know you're not coming, but we'd love to see you. I get a lot of those.
I know. I got an invitation the other day, and I thought, now what lie do I have to come up with to not go to this stupid thing?
But not Rosie. Rosie, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be in North Carolina, so I can't come. But I would, because he's a hell of a good. You know Rosie, don't you? Pretty well.
I've only met him once, actually.
Really?
It was during the Super Bowl, and I was having a good time that night. I'm not sure if Mark was. He could have been.
Uh-oh. Was that Hannah that just ran behind you?
Hannah.
Don't try to sneak by, sister. I see you do that every time. Yeah, very exactly.
Hannah, how's Brady doing?
Oh my goodness, he is so good. I never know what side to stand.
Doesn't matter.
He is so good.
Oh, good.
Just turned 3 months the other day.
3 months already?
Oh,
oh my gosh.
Old man, look at my life.
Yeah.
There you go.
Next week, you can drop him off at Valley Fair if you want.
Absolutely.
I know.
You can get some comps.
Start taking him out to these places, but but how young is too young for a roller coaster? But
Great
Oh,
question.
That's
Great
fine.
question.
He's fine. It's
Don't worry
fine.
about a thing.
He's so good.
That's awesome. Is he giving any hints of smiling? Are we getting any like
social smiling. No, like I think he's on the verge of like giggles and laughing.
Oh, the greatest.
I remember having like a full-on mental breakdown when she finally laughed. I was like, "You're real!" Like all this work.
I'm like the day he starts talking and like having conversations with me, I'm like, it will be so crazy.
I know. We once he hits that point, we're gonna have to get him and go together and go do something fun.
Yes,
Valley Fair.
Valley Fair, yeah, girl.
You know what I want to hear? I want to be
have
there.
not been there in years.
I want to be there when your son wakes up.
Do they still have what is it, Wild Thing?
Yeah.
God, I haven't been
Okay.
in a long
Or
time.
Steel Venom?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
know
glad
all
you
of it.
know the names.
Yeah.
I
I'm
just dropped my
impressed,
kids
Hannah.
off there. I haven't actually gone inside.
Never?
It's super fun.
It is fun. It is a fun time.
It's been years. There's no question about it. Well, say hello. 3 months old already. I can't believe he's 3 months old already.
I know.
That's amazing.
It goes so fast. So fast. So
All right, well, go direct traffic.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Anna. You look like $1 million. You're killing it in the game.
Killing it. That's all I'm saying. She is very pleasant.
Yes, she is.
Is everybody over there pleasant?
No,
I knew that. I knew that to be a fact.
but most people are. But I'm not gonna lie.
I got to be honest with you. I was over in the building about a month ago, and people could not have been nicer to me. They were very
Yeah,
pleasant.
well, you're you too.
Yeah.
People
Oh
are
yeah,
gonna be nice to you.
yeah. That's why I get treated well, because I'm me.
Yeah.
Great, nice try.
No, for real. Come on. People
know.
are like, oh my god, did you just see Tom?
He's not hiding out in the house. He's coming out of the house once in a while. What do you know?
He's in the sun.
He's in the sun. What happened?
It's like whenever I go into the building after you've been in there, they'll go, "Did you know Tom was here?" And I'm like, "I didn't." But like they want to tell me every
that's very
interaction they've
sweet.
had. He said this and this and this to me. Did you? Whatever. And then he said, I swear Grant from My Talk could have imploded
what a nice guy.
how
Yeah.
excited he was to tell me about
He's a
things
great
you've
guy.
said to him. And I'm like, I like he talks to me every day. Like I get a Tom Barnard quota every day, Grant.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I can handle more.
Yeah, if you got bit in the junk by a rattlesnake, Grant would be like, "I'll suck it out. It's fine. Let me get in there. Let me
Don't
save
worry
you,
about
Tom."
it.
Nicest guy.
Oh, he is such a
Yeah.
sweetheart
Yeah.
of a guy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I told him to pop in one day and be on the show.
All right, I'll get it. I'll make it happen.
He should. He should come in and do the show. Isn't he working now, though?
Yeah, well, he's a producer on Lori and Julia.
Yeah.
So. But
So
he
that's,
says
what time does that start?
not till 3.
Oh, so he's good to go then.
I probably never met this dude then, because I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Great
he's
guy.
lovely.
Really nice guy.
But yeah. So.
No question. You got a lot of nice people over there at Hubbard, though.
Yes, we do. And today's the company picnic.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that, Rudy?
I did not know that.
Do you know I fell for
Which
today?
means free radio, which means free lunch for radio people.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if I can show my face in that building because today I fell for a phishing scam and got a whole email about how I fell for it.
Good God.
Come on, Brittany, do better.
I was like, when I clicked on it too,
better.
and it's like, you fell for the Hubbard phishing scam. I X'd out of that tab so quickly out of pure embarrassment. like that was going to solve it. Like, I feel like there's going to be a follow-up email about how I've ruined the company.
There's definitely going to. You're going to have to go to fishing school.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
I
it's-
already did.
Now what you need to do is double down and click on all of them. And just be
Yeah,
like,
click
listen,
your
I'm just
error.
doing it to prove to you guys I don't need to do it because I know which ones they are.
It was an unsubscribe button. I thought I was doing the right thing.
Sad.
You unsubscribe from this job is what you just did.
I just did.
There you go. You're out the door. Is that
Yeah,
the plan?
Lori and Julia tell me how they click on it all the time, and I always make fun of them. And now I'm part of the problem. Yeah.
It just amazes me that people have nothing better to do than try to scam you out of money on the internet.
Yeah, well,
Not you. I'm talking about everybody.
I know.
I mean, how do you live with yourself, you lazy
Wish I would have thought of that.
pig? Yeah, to steal from people. I wish I'd have thought to steal from people. It'd have been a much better life than I have.
It was a joke.
No, you liar. I can see the look on your face. You thief.
I mean,
I'm a thief of joy is what I am.
yeah, I was going to say there's that.
Hearts.
Thanks, Brittany.
Yeah.
You're supposed to disagree.
No, we love you. Oh, Chris Egert, Princess Cake Extraordinaire.
Yeah, what the hell's that all about?
That's a Tom thing. You're going to have to talk to Thomas Bernard about that.
Princess cake. No, I was just pissed off this morning because I found out my favorite Italian place in New York is closing on August 25th, which is my mother's birthday, by the way. So I'll never forget they closed. Maialino, it's called.
Yeah.
Danny Meyer's phenomenal. They're closing down because, it's the place New York City's become a puke hole, unfortunately. I loved living in New York City. I thought it was magnificent. You had anything you wanted 24 hours a day, no question.
Yeah.
The only part I didn't like it, and I know you got to go, so I'll send you off with this one. I lived across the school from across the street from a public school, 20th Street and 2nd Avenue. There's a PS right there across the street. And I would go over about 3 days a week and play stickball with the kids that went to that school.
Oh, cool.
Everyone was a nice little Puerto Rican kid, and they whipped my ass at stickball every single day.
Nice.
They were phenomenal stickball players. And they thought it was fun because they were like, 12, 13 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we kicked your ass. It was unbelievable. It's like, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you
how
so
fun.
much.
What a good memory.
It was wonderful. My time in New York City was the best of all time. I just had a wonderful time there. I got to be honest with you. I'm pretty happy with how life's gone so far. You know what I mean?
Life's been good to me so far.
Exactly. And we will talk to you tomorrow, correct?
I will be here.
We look forward to it like we do every day.
I don't want to say definitively that I'll be here. I don't know.
Where else are you going to be? Still having cake for the employee day or whatever?
I'm just saying, we don't know. I don't know what
company picnic.
I don't know what fate has in store for me for the rest of the day.
And that's the optimism that we just love from Chris Egert.
I could get hit by a bus. That's great. That's wonderful news. All right, Pally, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, guys, have a good day.
I think we'll talk to you tomorrow. Let me put it that way.
Hopefully.
Exactly. News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. We got to take a break here. Got a special guest coming up next, right after this. Guys, if you want to reignite your intimacy once and for all, listen, just give Twin Cities Premier Health a call for a discreet and confidential in-office evaluation by their highly trained staff of medical professionals. Acoustic wave therapy sessions are 25 to 30-minute treatments with no pain, no downtime afterward. And right now, Twin Cities Premier Health is offering a free treatment and a free consultation when you book today. Receive this $800 value when you use code word TOM at TwinCitiesPremierHealth.com. You may know that age-related erectile dysfunction is most commonly caused by a buildup of plaque in the arteries that supply blood to the erectile tissue. Acoustic wave therapy has been clinically proven to break up plaque, improve blood flow to the penis, which is always a good idea anyway. Definitely take advantage of this limited time special offer. Receive a free treatment and a free consultation when you book today. This is a savings of $800 when you use code word TOM at TwinCitiesPremierHealth.com. There's a guy named Tom Cross who likes to do kite things. Tom takes the phrase, go fly a kite, to an extreme, and for years goes all over the country in search of great kite flying events. Lincoln City, Oregon comes to mind, with Chinook winds and 7 miles of pristine beach that draws folks from all over North America for the best kite flying conditions in the world. Tom brings a little Minnesota with him when he goes to Lincoln City in his new 2109S Rockwood Mini Light travel trailer. The new lightweights from Rockwood are very popular. Tom hauls his trailer from Niemeyer Trailer Sales in Albertville and Elko New Market, Minnesota. Niemeyer Trailer Sales is the only place Tom would prepare his next kite flight. Solar panels, exterior griddle, air conditioning are just a few of the standard features in his Rockwood by Forest River, from the place that is your ultimate RV headquarters since 1965. This is Tom Barnard. Visit my friends at Niemeyer Trailer Sales and take your passion on the road. Niemeyer Trailer Sales. Go to NIEMEYERS.com. Niemeyer Trailer Sales.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Schatzko with MNFatLoss.com, and I know the secret. Our unique weight loss program makes it easy to lose weight, get healthy, and get your energy back naturally, safely, and effectively. If you'd like to lose unhealthy fat without counting points, no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no surgery, and no hypnosis, go online to MNFatLoss.com.
Tom here for MNFatLoss.com. As you may know, I started the program earlier this year for 60 days, then spent several weeks in the maintenance phase, and now I'm back on the program. I've lost 30 pounds, and I feel great. I don't have to exercise. I eat delicious real food, and I'm not hungry. I recommend the program to anyone wanting to lose weight.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. For your free private weight loss consultation, call 763-312-7600 or schedule online at mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com.
Dr. Adam Schatzko, D.C. Results may vary.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, 8:52 now. It is 8 minutes until 9 o'clock. Former NFL player, Green Beret, and actor promoting his new reality show, Survive the Raft, on Discovery. Nate Boyer with us. How you doing, Nate?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Magnificent. Now that you're here.
That's great.
What I gotta get a flag the size of your flag that says "Survive the Raft" because that thing is big enough to cover a house. For God's sake.
Yeah, you talk about the sail on there.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm looking at you got a whole bunch of people smiling. There are 11 people. There are 11 people in the picture. They're all smiling, so they're all happy to be part of Survive the Raft. That's good.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. I mean, we're 3 episodes in now, and just watching this team kind of come together and this group of people from all different walks of life that normally probably wouldn't have a conversation, and now they're forced to live together on this 60 by 40 foot raft floating around the Pearl Islands in Panama. And they couldn't be more different when it comes to politics, religion, and everything, beliefs, race, backgrounds, and in a time where often those groups of people wouldn't even listen to one another, they're forced to live with one another and sleep together and work together and eat together. And the only people to talk to are those other 8 people with you.
I think that's a wonderful thing. I really, every day when I wake up, I have a hope that people will return to being halfway decent instead of being such a pain in the ass that we are now.
Yeah, I mean, there's moments of that for sure.
Yep.
I think we see out in life, and that's what gives us hope, and that's why, we still love this country and, wish the best for it. But it's not always like that as well. I think this is what's so great about Survive the Raft is it's just a microcosm of that, sprinkled in with some challenges, and competition, and there's money at stake and all of these things. But at the end of the day, what's most important about this experiment is that we get to see under a magnifying glass here as an audience, what would happen, where if you were stuck somewhere for a long period of time, with other people that you normally wouldn't even talk to. Like, what would come out of that? What would you learn? What would you be willing to give up? What would you sort of put aside? And would you swallow your pride and, become the ultimate teammate? Or, would you kind of just stick to your guns and, be more focused on just being right, which seems like it plagues a lot of our society today. So, I mean, the coolest part about this show, to me, is that it's based on a real social experiment that happened 50 years ago. 1973, we're coming out of the Vietnam War, Watergate, Roe versus Wade, a very divisive time, much like today. And this anthropologist decided to put these 10 people on a raft and float from the Canary Islands in Spain to Mexico. And he just wanted to see, can these people who I have handpicked to disagree from very different walks of life, they put aside all these differences and get along, work together towards the common good. And that trip was not without great struggle, and there was near mutiny and all kinds of chaos ensued. But at the end of the day, they survived it. They made that trip across the Atlantic. So now, 50 years later, we're on the Pacific side over in Panama. We've recreated that same raft, and we put 9 Americans who, once again, are handpicked to disagree on this boat together, and then we place all these challenges in front of them and see, like, hey, here's what you got to do to earn this money for the team. Who's going to do what? How are you going to do it? There's so much autonomy given to them, so they get to kind of make their own rules in their society. And, it's not easy. It's not easy for sure. And tempers flare, and the differences really emerge within one another. But then also you see the similarities that people have that we all kind of share. And that comes through, too. So it's pretty special.
Nate, so every day they're on this boat. They have their, I'm sure, everyday tasks. And then does that separate from the missions they have then? Or is it just surviving every day? Okay. And
no, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's those things. So that's a great point. Thanks for bringing that up. Like, they've got to eat. they've got to prepare food, they've got to forage, they got to find food. So there's that element of it too. Fortunately for the team right now, and they're about a week into a 3-week voyage of what we're seeing. They've got a couple of spearfisher people on the boat. So they've got, CJ and Summer, who both, can free dive 100 feet and go spear some fish and bring them some food. But then they've got a vegan on the boat who's not super excited about that.
Oh, wow.
And, so there's those kind of things that kind of come out. And then, as you said, I'll come aboard every episode and check in on the team, kind of foster a bit of a conversation that we get to watch, but also present a challenge. Wait, hey, okay, so here's something we can do as a team, and if you complete this thing, then there's X amount of money that you're earning for the team. But the tides are changing out there constantly. It's crazy. There was stuff that I didn't even realize. Within the islands out there, how small they become and how large they become.
Wow.
In a day. So they've got that stuff going on. So the clock is really, when they do these challenges, the clock is really nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, you got to watch it. It's really hard. I'm not explaining it great.
No, you're doing great. This sounds so, I love reality TV. And this is, when I see like a survival type, I go, meh, but I love this because you never know what skill set you're going to need for the challenges, right? Like you might be a great survivalist, but if a challenge comes up that's something else, I love this. It sounds really fun.
And I'm learning a ton too, because this is not, my background's not in hosting traditionally. I love doing this. I love being a part of this. But I was in the Army for 10 years, and then I went and played football. And so I was in these different locker rooms with people who had very different personalities, and often they would never get along, aside from the sport that we're playing or the fact that we're on a mission overseas and we're kind of forced to. So I get that dynamic. And so watching this kind of come about now with people who, they signed up to be a part of this experiment, to be on the show, not really knowing what they're getting into. But they were picked because of their, very different backgrounds and very different beliefs. And to watch them kind of have to learn how to get along and not just get along, but and not just survive even, but how to thrive, and how to go do great things with someone that you normally would you wouldn't even have a conversation with this person. That's really interesting for me. So to be a part of it, it's really cool.
Survive the Raft is based on a 1973 social experiment to see if humans could work together as a peaceful, unified group to achieve a common goal. God, Nate, I hope this catches on with the entire world, because we need to get back to working together, man.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that's what, that's sort of the Trojan horse within this show that's really important, I think, is the message behind it. Of course, it's entertaining, and we love to watch these type of shows. And, when people melt down, it's fun to watch, but then when they come back, when they rise up after they were about to quit, we love to see that too. But I think, as you just said, the more that we see the hope in people and the fact that we really can come together, that's inspiring, and then that's what's special about it. So please, definitely tune in, y'all. Discovery Channel, 9 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. But you can catch up on the Max as well on the last 3 episodes, so you can get right back to where we are for next Sunday.
Sounds good, Nate. I know you got to go, but I'm going to blame something on you for the rest of the day. This is your fault.
Oh, no.
Okay, you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
The rest of the day, because I read your descriptor, I'm going to be singing to myself, "Put silver wings upon his chest.
On their chest.
Make him one of America's." I grew up, I was a teenager when that came out. I loved that song when I was a kid.
Barry Sadler, Ballad of the Green Berets. It's so good. I'll tell you a quick story.
Okay.
I was playing football at University of Texas. I was on the sideline. We were playing Texas A&M the last time we played them. And we're at Kyle Field in College Station on the road. And the band, the A&M band, which is the cadets, they have a lot of military tradition around that school. They start playing the Ballad of the Green Berets.
Ooh.
And I'm standing on the sideline in burnt orange, and I'm thinking, I'm probably the only Green Beret on the field right now. They're playing this song for me. And they don't even know it. But anyway.
That's a great story, Nate. Song. Nate, you got to come back soon. Thank you so much. Survive the Raft on Discovery. All right, sir. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Nate Boyer, ladies and gentlemen. Every time I see that green beret, I think of that song. Every time. I loved that song when I was a kid, except for a friend of mine changed it.
I could imagine. There's probably some.
Yeah,
remix,
you know?
Yeah.
Because it's put silver wings upon his chest, make him one of America's best. My friend changed it to put silver wings upon his ass, make him fly twice as fast. I said, don't you have anything better to do than that?
It's funny, all the branches
Really?
songs, and then the Army. Ours is so sing-songy. It's the Army goes rolling along, and it's so like lame, but we weirdly love it.
I understand. Well, great memories. He and I got to be probably about the same age. Looking back on that era, we just talked about yesterday on the show that whole era, 1973 from 67 through about 73. It was a weird world back then. I'll tell you that. There's no doubt about that. Not even Judd Zulgad's old enough to remember that, though.
Yeah, I was 73. I think I was 4 years old. So
4 years old, baby.
Yeah. But the 70s, I've always contended, we think that it's a time of turmoil now. I've always contended the 70s, especially the late 60s, give this period a run for their money and bypass it.
Yeah, they do. No, you're absolutely right about that. It's just, what can I tell you? I mean, the murders, now we're going through a deal where people in their neighborhoods are being murdered. Back in the late 60s, early 70s, every famous person in the world was being shot at. It was psychotic. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. I don't know what the hell. What are you going to do? So last night, I'm sitting around the house with Catherine. I check in on the Twins game. As I tune in the ninth inning, a Detroit Tiger hits a home run, and I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake. The second I tune in, we give up a home run. But we won the game.
They still won the game.
They
Damn
did.
it. They still won the game. That was did you see the highlight of the prodigious shot by Wallner for the grand slam? That ball was crushed.
That ball was hit, baby.
Cow.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player. And is he that big as he looks?
Yeah.
God, he's a big guy.
He's a big dude, and he hits the baseball. When he connects on the barrel of the bat, that baseball goes a long way.
Yeah, it certainly does. But I just thought, look, the Twins are doing the same thing to me they've done my entire life since I was 9 years old. They're driving me nuts. They lose a lot, they win a lot. They lose a lot, they win a lot. It's like, would you make up your mind? You're going to be a winner or a loser? Let's go.
This team can't decide. That's your problem now. This team has no interest in helping you gain closure to exactly what their goal is. Because you're right. And like last night, they're down 2-0, and it's looking pretty dire. I don't think they got their first hit till like the fifth. I mean, again, the offense basically was non-existent for a long period of time, and then the Tigers changed their pitcher, and Twins load the bases. Wallner crushes the ball, and at that point in time, because the Tigers, as we've talked about before, aren't good, the Tigers basically throw in the towel and lose. But it's been a weird year. It has just been a weird year, and every time I want to bail and be like, okay, screw it, this team's not going to do a thing, they just rope you back in.
Well, it's like 87. It does kind of remind me of 87. I mean, that was a team that won all its home games and lost all its road games. So there's that difference, I guess. But this team reminds me a lot of that team. They could just be brilliant, and other times they couldn't do anything right. It was weird.
Yeah, the only thing with that team is, I keep saying this, I liked that team a lot more.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Because they were up and coming, and that was, Herbeck and Gaetti and Brunansky and Puckett were coming of age, and so you sort of understood the struggles. I find the inconsistency of this collection to be far more maddening. That team, and I mean, it was also a different period in time, and I was a teenager, but that team seemed like more fun to me. This team seems like a trip to the dentist often.
So much money involved now. I mean, that weighs heavily on a lot of things. Back then, those guys made a pretty decent living, but not like they do now. There is so much money involved now. It has changed all sports.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, you look at all sports, you're exactly right. I mean, you look at what they make now, compared to back then. Back then, don't get me wrong, they made good coin. But yeah, every baseball player essentially, except the young ones, is what, over probably $1 million.
Oh, definitely.
And
definitely.
I mean, I still remember as a kid when Nolan Ryan, I want to say, when Houston signed him, and I believe Nolan Ryan became the first baseball player to make $1 million a year, and we were all like, "Oh my God, $1 million a year! You know, what do you do with all of that money?" And now it's a utility infielder, you know, makes more than that.
How much does Messi make again? He's already scored 9 goals, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Every time I turn on the TV, he's scored another one. He's probably scored one right now during the show.
Did you see the one that he scored yesterday? He looked like he was about 500 feet from the damn goal. And he tucked it into the... I mean, he literally was almost at midfield. He wasn't that far back, but it was close.
Yeah.
He tucked one in behind the goalie, knocking it right into the corner. It was amazing.
And what's crazy is he's not even considered really like the best anymore because he's past his prime a little bit, whatever that means to be Messi and past your prime, and he's still like the greatest player that I've ever seen on the soccer field.
Is it true that he signed for $1 billion? That's what I had heard. He signed for $1 billion.
I don't know about that, but the French guy, what's his name? Mbappe?
Yeah, with Saudi Arabia got almost $1 billion. But
maybe that's the guy I'm thinking.
He ended up turning it down, though.
Oh, that must be the guy I'm thinking about. He turned down $1 billion.
Yeah, I think it was like $750 million and some change or something like that.
Wow, who hasn't done that?
Yeah, whatever.
No.
He said, "Come back with a better offer."
It's so crazy that guys, most people hadn't even heard of him until the World Cup. I mean, everywhere else besides the United States. Obviously, I know he's huge in the world. I went out and bought a pair of running shoes, and I had worn them for about a month. And then I turned on the World Cup, and then he wins the World Cup, and I was like, this Messi guy, I wonder who this dude is. I walked over to the door, I put my shoes on, I looked down. I had a pair of Messi shoes that I didn't even know were his. I just thought it was some brand name that I'd never heard of. I'm like, I just bought them at Marshall's. All right, $40, whatever. No, Messi shoes, been wearing them for a month, I had no idea.
I'd change my name. I'm not Tom Messi. No.
Yeah, but if you're like international sports star,
suppose,
that has a little bit more flair to it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
$54 million. That's what he gets by on. That's what poor Messi. He only makes $54 million.
He started GoFundMe.
He's right.
How about if we give you $1 million a week? No, that's not enough.
That's not enough.
No.
In this economy?
Living in Miami, have you seen the rent?
Yeah.
That is true, by the way.
I was watching Hard Knocks last night, and they showcase a defensive lineman from the Jets, and they said this year he signed for $96 million. And my first thought was, why so low?
Yeah.
Which is
insane.
Which is such a crazy thing to think about. Speaking of, Tom, do you have Max? Do you watch Hard Knocks at all?
I do, yeah. I have Max. Yep.
So the new episode came out last night, and I watched the first half hour of it, and the New York Jets bring in this mentalist to give some camaraderie with the team. Most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen. I rewound it and watched it again. This guy takes a deck of cards, and he has Aaron Rodgers hold the deck of cards, and he goes, think of a card. And Aaron thinks of it. And he's holding the cards like this, in Aaron's hands, right? In Aaron's hands. You cannot see the cards. And the guy takes his hand, and he slides it in, and he grabs a card, and he pulls it out, and he goes, your card's the 3 of diamonds. And you see Rodgers, nod his head, flips it around. He's holding the 3 of diamonds. God. He looks over at the guy next to him and says, think of an animal. And the guy goes, okay. And he goes, is it a goldfish? And he goes, yeah, it's a goldfish. He goes, Aaron, open your hands. Rodgers opens his hands. He's holding a goldfish.
Like on the live one?
It's just a dead fish.
It's like in a bar of soap. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And this guy, everybody in the crowd is freaking out. They're like, how did he do it? It is so worth watching the first 20 minutes of Hard Knocks last night. Yes, please. It'll blow your mind.
He would have been accused of being a witch back in the day.
Yeah, I still feel strongly that we could call him that.
Well, because there was another football team, I think it was the Ravens, a couple years ago that brought in a mentalist, and it did very similar stuff, but he went so far as I know what the background of your phone he did all types of stuff that just had everybody mind blown. Right? He was I know the passcode to your phone for Lamar Jackson, this, that, and the other thing.
God.
Yeah.
You see those cards right there?
Yeah.
You see the one that was all folded up?
Mm-hmm.
She picked a card, and he was sitting where you were. The magician was sitting where you were. She picks a card. He reaches into his shoe and takes the card out, and it's her card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With my
How the
signature-
hell did you
With my
do-
signature on it.
Yeah, and her signature's on
And
it.
I'm pretty sure
what?
I bit that one with his on there. I did
Before
like
or
hold-
after?
No, that wasn't the shoe one.
Oh, okay.
The one over here, which honestly now I'm starting to remember, maybe it was the shoe one. But yeah, I mean, you could see the bite marks. I had to bite the card the whole time, and it was his with the signature on it. It was crazy.
Unbelievable.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Like, I would never want to put the work in that is required to be that good at Magic, but like would love to just know how the sausage is made. Like, how did you get that?
I don't.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, how do you know the guy who's going to say goldfish?
Yeah.
How the hell would you even know that?
That's crazy.
And there's and like even last night he brings one of the players in front of everybody and he says, think of a number that you could have on the back of your jersey. Don't use your college number. Don't use your pro
Right,
number. Don't
right.
use your high school number. Any other number. Do you have it? And the guy goes, yeah. And he goes, turn around. And he turns around and the guy takes a piece of like white paper, like a big piece of construction paper,
Mm-hmm.
and he writes the number 10 and he holds it on the guy's back so everybody in the crowd can see it. And he goes, what's the number? And the guy goes, 10. How the hell? There was no other conversation that was made. Why would that guy choose 10? And how does that guy know it was 10?
Crazy.
Yeah.
See, I just ruined it because I was thinking 17.
I was thinking 12.
There you go.
So when he said 10, I was like, that's pretty close.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
I was just listening to the story.
I was just listening like a normal person. Must be nice.
I love Magic. I know some people don't like it at all. Maybe they get confused or what the. I love Magic. I love watching that stuff.
100%.
It's
You
very
can make an
cool.
elephant appear from behind this washcloth.
Yeah.
I would be
let's
impressed.
go. Let's go.
Behind a washcloth.
An elephant. Let me reveal behind the washcloth.
Yeah, and then you just start wondering, does he have other soaps in his hand, like ready to go? Is there a soap with like a tiger in it? Is there a soap with like a whale in it? Like what else is check his pockets.
I love that stuff. I do. I just love Magic. What's the man's name too? He's a really nice guy. I used to, matter of fact, run into him once in a while. He's a friend of mine, the magician.
Chris Angel.
Was it Chris Angel?
Oh, this guy.
This guy I'm talking about.
Christoph, what was
Yeah,
it?
Christoph the magician.
Yes.
Christoph the magician.
Yes.
There you go.
He
Great
was
guy.
so lovely.
Not as lovely as his wife.
I agreed.
She goes,
She
I was going to say
was
that was his best magic trick of all time.
fine.
making
Yeah.
her appear.
Making her appear.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Overachieving.
She's
Overachieving.
now, I mean, after they've been married, now she'll be his assistant. Like, she's just gorgeous woman. Like, they're living a very like a crazy life.
I feel like that's very on brand for a magician. Like they always have
Yeah,
the
but like I have to make
stunning
it clear,
assistant.
she wasn't his assistant, and they got married. They got married, and then she's like randomly helps him out, but he has other assistants.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of a different story.
Well, she stumbled into his room of secrets, and he's like, listen, you either assist or I kill you. It's
Yeah,
one
there
of
you
the
go.
two.
You got a guy.
Your
Love to
pick.
perish.
Also think of a number.
Actually, one of the funniest things I ever saw Jerry Seinfeld do. He was at it was a House of Blues down, I think it was in Fort Lauderdale, and he's on stage and he's railing on magicians. Why do you people like magicians? It's horrible. Why do you go to see magicians? Why would you go to here's my deal. Here's a magician. Okay, here we go. Okay, name something that I might have in my hand. A bottle cap. Ooh, look at that, a bottle cap. Who gives an F? It's like, well, that's real nice, Jerry. You're not into magic. See, I am. I love magic.
Oh yeah, same here. Like, and especially because like when you're on stage, if you're there doing a trick, like everybody in the audience is in their head. I think I know how he's doing that. Let me see if I can poke a hole, and like you're still able to deceive everybody, and I guess pull the wool over everybody's eyes is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Catherine and I were out to dinner one night. One of the last shows we did in Vegas years and years ago, and this young man walks over and he's talking about he does magic, and as he's talking, he's got his hands like this. He goes, "Yeah, I do a lot of magic, and it's." If you want to come and see me, something. While he's doing that, a cigarette floats across from his right hand to his left hand. I'm like, what the hell?
I swear.
Yeah.
And like
It's
when we
like,
go back
whoa.
to it, like a part of me goes, are they gonna float? Like I'm ready to test it. I go, that's witchcraft.
I was at a bar one night and a guy made a dollar bill float, and I was like, "That's amazing."
You must get laid all the time.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
then like an hour later, he's sitting at the bar, and I'm looking at him, and he's talking to these three girls. And just in the middle of conversation, I see him like reach up towards his belt loop, and he pulls this little tiny string out, and it's got a piece of sticky on it, and he attaches it to the bar. And then 3 minutes later, he's like, hey, you ladies want to see me? I was like, you son of a bitch.
So
that's how you set this up.
So were you more mad that you had already gone home with him? That like...
It's like I spent all that time in the alley with you, and now you're just giving it out to all these girls for
Handing
free.
it over.
Yep.
God.
Up close
And
magic
you saw how it's done.
in a bar is not the vibe,
Yeah, no,
is not the move.
No, going to Applebee's and having somebody like, is this your card? Is this your card? No.
Are there still Applebee's?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They're still
yeah.
hanging around.
Gotta eat fresh in the neighborhood.
God, I would eat fresh in the neighborhood. Was that their slogan?
Good, actually, is the...
Pretty cool.
Oh, is eating good?
Good, yeah.
Eating
Oh.
good in the
I'm not sure
neighborhood.
it's
That's
fre-
right.
I'm not sure it's fresh or not, but
That's
it's eating
actually a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe I was hopeful.
Yeah, define good.
Right. Nobody cares
Yeah.
if their dollar margarita was fresh or not.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. Come right back. Judd's with us. Tevin's with us. Be right back. I'm so happy to welcome back our longtime friend, Sabre Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, to the show. I've known Steve, the owner, for many years, and I completely trust Sabre to keep my house comfortable. And by the way, I don't make that up. If I don't know people, I'm not going to tell you I know them. I've known Steve forever. Great guy.
They're
But his
lovely.
wife is even nicer.
I love them. They're so amazing.
Great
I
people.
love Tatiana.
Tatiana's, oh yeah, she and Catherine. When those two get going, it's like, oh, Christ.
Also, it's really good because it keeps him motivated for working because she spends money like I do. And
Oh!
it's very fun.
A
So
shot.
get some, Tatiana.
Well, Sabre does everything the right way, and they always put the customer first. I love the team at Sabre because their service experts are experienced NATE certified technicians. They're not salespeople. Their pricing is completely upfront, and they fix only what needs to be fixed, nothing more. Sabre's dedicated to giving customers what they need, when they need it, and at the fair price, keeping your family safe and comfortable without breaking the bank. Give Sabre Heating and Air Conditioning a try. I know they'll take care of you just like they've taken care of me and my whole family. Whether you need a new Bryant furnace or air conditioner replaced or just simply need a service call to get you going again, go to saberheating.com. That's SABRE heating.com. Sabre and Bryant, whatever it takes.
This is Bob Sansevier, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialki from Bialki Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job Dave did. If you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialki Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkilaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Hi, this is Tom Barnard here for Power Lodge and Miller Marine. Attention all power sports enthusiasts. This August, we invite you to celebrate with Power Lodge as we hit a major milestone, 25 years of bringing action and excitement to Minnesota as your go-to destination for all things marine and power sports. Each of our locations will host a local community appreciation day. Join us in Brainerd, Ramsey, Onamia, or Sauk Rapids as we roll out the red carpet with delicious food, amazing prizes, fantastic giveaways, and unbeatable special pricing. We'll be raffling off a variety of Polaris ATVs and snowmobiles snowmobiles. Check out PowerLodge.com for event dates nearest you. Throughout August, we've got something special planned. Follow us on social media as we unveil 25 days of deals on the latest off-road and on-road vehicles, boats, and supplies from the top brands in power sports. That's right, 25 days of back-to-back incredible offers. You won't want to miss this. So mark your calendars and get in on the action during our 25th anniversary. Power Lodge, where your adventure begins. I'd have to roll my eyes once at Brittany. It's been 6 months. I think this is the first day that Brittany hasn't pissed me off. So you finally got there.
I don't know. I like the consistency that we had the day prior. I'm a little thrown off. What am I doing differently today?
I know, it's terrible. You're dropping the ball. There's no doubt. Oh, I got to ask you a question. So for this boat thing tonight, what's the dress? Do you dress like you're on a boat?
You can go super casual.
Like, can I go like that?
You can absolutely go like that.
This?
Yeah, I would.
That's boat wear.
But I think it's a little
Boat wear.
chilly, so I say put on some lightweight pants.
Well, yeah, I'll probably do that.
Also, how many boats do you guys just casually go on? This is like the
It's just
fifth-
one that we continuously
I
go on.
didn't get to. I haven't made it so far. This is the first one I'm going to make.
Judd, have you been on the Mimi?
Oh, yeah. It's absolutely fantastic.
What was her last name? Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Yeah.
God, really? Anyway, moving forward. Oh, God, really?
That caused a beautiful amount of quick confusion right
Honest to
there.
God, you guys froze up like there's no tomorrow.
Well, there's a certain last name we were all thinking, but I don't think anybody
I was like, and then I stopped myself because I was like, nope, that doesn't apply here. It's actual person, so not the one. But Judd, you think it sounds like it's old hat for you?
I've been on like 3 or 4 times.
Have you?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
No,
it's absolutely fantastic. And the food that they serve, top
that's
notch.
good too.
Yeah, you're gonna have a
it's
blast.
Not just good, it's great. Yes, you will enjoy your experience. There's no question about it.
That's what I understand. They tell me it's the first time I've ever been allowed anywhere near them, so that's good. Don't you think?
Well, yeah, and I mean, if you just come on and say hi, I bet they'll invite you back pretty quickly. Actually, Tom, I think you'll be back quickly.
Well, now they're saying it's not gonna. They say it's gonna be windy, but it's not gonna thunderstorm tonight.
Oh, good.
I hope they're right about that.
Yeah, we had a little rain on the last time we were on it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they got canopies and there's a downstairs. Yeah, you'll be fine.
All right, good.
This is like a house, Tom.
Yeah.
This is not like a nice small boat where if it starts to storm. In fact, I think the first or second time that I was on it, we had a thunderstorm and a driving rain, and you barely knew it.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. They're giving me something to do.
You're going to be fine. If it storms and gets a little bit hectic out there, you're not going to end up on a deserted island.
You know, I really love. I thought you were done. Sorry. What? And what?
Oh no. I'm just saying it's a great boat.
That's what I hear. You know what Alex wanted to do, of course, because Dan can't come tonight. So now Alex calls me and goes, is it okay if I bring the kids? And I said, no. I don't think the Hubbards would appreciate you bringing a 7 and a 5-year-old on.
They don't want to be there either. The kids don't want to be on a boat.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. Those, just that Bops around, they'd probably want to go then, you know.
You just have Sage like sit on top of Fawn's shoulders and you put a trench coat over him.
The old trench coat.
I figured that deal out. I figured it's going to be, well, good. I'm glad to see that at least they're saying now, and it might pop back in, but now it's not supposed to storm, so that's good. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, so we got to the Twins had the win last night. It's not going to thunderstorm, so things are getting better by the minute.
Well, yeah, and I mean, my God, if the Twins win again today, what are we going to do?
Day game. What, 12:40 start, right?
And, yep, noon start against Detroit, and then I think they're off again tomorrow. I think they have 2 days off this week, and then they play Pittsburgh for 3, and then they have Pittsburgh for 3 on Friday, which again is that's the thing is, their schedule for the rest of the season is not very hard.
No, it's not. You're absolutely right, and that's why again this reminds me a lot of 1987. It really does.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way, and Cleveland did beat Cincinnati last night, and it's a 4.5 game lead, but Cleveland's got a relatively tough schedule, and I don't think that there's any way the Twins, knock on wood, can blow this. Like they would have to. It would have to be a colossal meltdown against a lot of bad teams, and they have the ability. Don't get me wrong, but Cleveland's sort of given up, and so I don't think that there is. I don't think there's a path that the Twins are not going to at least win the division. As far as the 18-game losing streak, I make no promises in the playoffs, but I think that they win the division.
What are we, about 38, 39 games out? There's not that many games. There's not that many games left.
Yeah, there's season ends early October, right?
Yeah, so maybe about 40 games, I'm thinking, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Oh, God, they got to hang in there. I love watching the Twins. Although, what did you tell me, 20 years since they've won a playoff game?
Almost 20 years, yeah. Yeah, 18 consecutive games. Tevin probably does not remember the last time the Twins won a playoff game.
Oh, God, it's Tevin's fault.
No, not
your
at all.
fault.
Like, that's such a just outrageous stat, because I always thought that it was like 18, because it's 18 games or 18 series that they haven't won a...
18 games.
18 games, which is like, you can't accidentally just win one game.
Exactly. Hit by a pitch and score.
Gosh.
Tevin, were you even alive when they were in the World Series?
Yeah,
exactly. What was that, 92?
91?
Or 91, yeah. So, no, I wasn't even born at that point.
Nope.
It sounds like a great time.
How old are you now?
I'm 31.
31. Because I told somebody last night you were 42. Just
whatever.
for the hell of it.
It all works. I feel 42 sometimes.
Yeah, there you go.
However, when he's 68, he'll still look the same.
Yeah, he will, absolutely.
Yeah, black people,
Black people don't crack.
Very
Black
well.
don't crack.
No, black
It's
does
true.
not crack.
That's true. It's 100% true. Black don't crack, man. Honest to God, I had some friends. You go over to the house, and it's like, why does your dad look younger than you? Yeah. Honest to God, it's like, whoa. Very, very good handling that son. Is that what it's all about?
I don't know. I really don't do anything different. I just kind of walk around, and if my girlfriend tells me to do a night routine on my face, and we do that and call it a day. I don't know. I don't have any secret.
That's the white part of Tevin right there.
Oh, yeah.
Is it listening to his girlfriend.
Yep. Oh, there's one thing that I've learned in my life is that if any girl tells you, like, oh, you look good in that shirt, go out and buy like 6 more of those shirts.
Somebody once told my husband he looks good in blue. That's the only color shirt he will buy now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there was like a couple of years ago, somebody I was wearing a red shirt, and they're like, oh, like red looks great. And you have no idea who the person was. And I immediately went to the store and bought like 6 shades of red for shirts. I was like,
That's so funny.
I don't know if I have a color or not. I have no idea.
Blue looks good on you because it always makes your blue eyes pop.
My blue eyes. There you go. There you have it. So in any case, we're God. I cannot believe it. Was it the 16th today? So we got 16 days until it's the 1st of September already. What the hell happened to this summer?
Well, the State Fair's basically here, Tom.
Yeah, State Fair. We're going out there, on the 26th?
26th.
Is that a Wednesday?
No, it's a Saturday.
We're out there, too. Yeah,
you should come.
You want to come?
You should come, absolutely.
Let me see.
Don Shelby's coming.
Yeah, you can meet me at the. I'll get you.
What do you mean meet me? Listen to you. You
No,
can
I was
meet
gonna.
me.
I was saying you can meet me to get on the Hubbard shuttle, so I can tell him how to do that.
No, he's not coming.
Oh, the 26th? Absolutely. I don't have any like wedding or anything. I'm there.
Oh, it's awesome.
We're partying.
Good. Yeah,
that'll be great.
I won't be there, so please take my ticket, Tevin. I would love if you. Awesome.
I've actually already given Rudy's ticket away. Just kidding.
You probably did.
I'll buy my own ticket.
You're not going to the State Fair?
I'm not. Long story short, but no. We were told that we weren't going to be there, so I had booked something and made hotel reservations and friends,
okay.
and then they're like, "By the way, we're going to be at the State Fair," and I was like, "Well, now I got some money tied up, and I can't get out of it because people are coming to meet us." And so luckily Don Shelby was like, "No, I'll take your place," and he's going to come in, and Here's the thing. I was out doing some voiceovers at Audio Ruckus this past week, and when I told Karen, who's the engineer there, I said, by the way, Don, because she was talking about going to the fair, and I said, if you're going to go Saturday, because Tom and Don Shelby are broadcasting together. She melted.
She's great.
She was like, are you kidding me? I said, I don't think people realize the magnitude of having Don Shelby and Tom Barnard on a stage at the State Fair at the same time. That is like, to me... If I'm telling you,
I know.
Watching those two together, and not only in this room is it an honor, but the fact that you're going to be in the most Minnesota quintessential place ever, that is so huge. I'm telling you, I feel like that's going to be one of the biggest, most attended free attractions you could go to during the state fair. It's going to be awesome.
Plus, me and Tevin will be sitting on the side of the stage.
I don't want to ruin this very
Trust me.
sweet
No,
discussion.
you and I won't even get chairs. We're going to sit on the side and dangle our legs and look up at Don and Tom.
Yeah, you guys are not allowed on the stage. I've already made that very clear to
Trust
security.
Yeah,
You know what I'm going to do, Judd? I'm going to do this, and I swear to God, the four of us will be sitting up there, and one of these two is going to say something to me and go, "What do you want?" And then just look away.
They don't even plug our microphones in.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
have like little kid fake ones. We're like, "Hi, welcome to the state fair."
We're like the little kid table at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Shelby's great. I love Don Shelby. Always have. He's he tutored me all the way through the first days of the KQ morning show. He was really, really great about that. Because Channel 4 at that time was just killing everybody. I don't know who wins now. I have no idea or whatever, but they were just killing everybody. He was on there, and I would sit up on the roof of Channel 4 over there and smoke a cigar with Don, and he'd say, "Well, Tom, you should do this, this." Everything he told me was the right thing, too. Everything he told me actually did work.
That's awesome.
He's just a wonderful guy. God, I hope he's not listening. I got to put up with his crap if he's listening. Tom, you still think I'm wonderful? Is that the plan?
You want an autograph?
Would you like an autograph, Tommy? I can get you one. No, that should be a hell of a deal. No question about it. So in any case, I know we only got a few more minutes with Judd, so we got to find out what do you got coming, Pally?
Well, we got, and I know that this is going to excite you a lot. We got joint practices the next 2 weeks. The Vikings have the Titans in today and Thursday, and then they play a preseason game on Saturday. And then the Arizona Cardinals next week for 2 days, and then they play the preseason finale on the 26th, I believe. So yeah, that's and this is the new thing now. So this is where you get your actual work in, these joint practices, which are controlled. They're controlled, but it is two opposing teams. It used to be the starters would play because up until I think 2 or 3 years ago, there were 4 preseason games, if you recall. Right. And the starters would play a little bit in game 1, not much, like a series. They'd play maybe a little bit more in game 2. They'd play the entire first half in game 3, and then they'd sit in game 4. Well, one is you can't control a preseason game, and 2 is it makes no sense to get guys hurt there. So now with 3 preseason games, what they basically do is they give the young kids a chance to make the team. But then in these joint practices, the veterans get their work in. So it actually makes more sense now. But yeah, we are rolling closer and closer to September 10th when the Vikings will open against the Buccaneers at U.S. Bank Stadium. And I think it's safe to call that a win, since I think Tampa Bay is probably going to try and win about 2 games all season long.
Really?
They're going to be terrible.
Really?
Well, who's their quarterback? Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield.
Or Kyle Trask, potentially?
Well, and if Kyle Trask plays, that's a clear indication that they don't want to win 2 games and that they're going to go for 1 or 0. Because this the kid that's going to be the big prospect, quarterback-wise, is this Caleb Williams from USC. Yep. And so the new thing now is purposely suck as much as possible to try and get a kid like that. So I love how fans say teams don't tank, teams don't. Well, yeah, okay, players don't tank. But if I deplete your talent, like if I am the GM and I trade off my talent and I start the worst QB possible, guess what? You're going to tank. You're not going to want to lose. You're just going to lose. So I always find it hilarious that fans say, "Oh, teams don't tank." No, actually, teams do tank. The players don't purposely do it.
That makes sense to me. That's all I have to say to you.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have to go so early? You've been here for 2 minutes.
I'll stay till 40.
Oh, you can stay till 40. That'll be good.
I'll stay 3 more minutes. That's no problem at all.
I'm glad to hear that, because Dougie Sprinthal's on right after you. And Doug can actually come on, too, if he wants to, but he's not a Minnesota sports fan, so the hell with him. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And speaking of football, Judd, did you see the Johnny Manziel documentary.
Oh, God.
I never realized how much of a train wreck he was in college because they kept it under wraps pretty well. And then to see, like, he's not going to, like, he's not watching film. He's not even barely going to practice. He's out here drinking all the time, hungover on game day, which I thought was a pretty impressive feat for him to be sweating alcohol and then go out and just dominate on the field.
Yep.
But, yeah, I didn't realize how much of a mess he was.
How long does he live? Like now he said he's been diagnosed as bipolar. But one of the last, so he's doing nothing now. And one of the last clips they showed is he's drinking beer still.
Yeah.
So he's not addressing the problems. Like I really, and it's morbid to say, but I watched that and I'm like, this kid's not going to live till 50.
No. I don't know about you guys, but as a football fan, I was angry at him for doing that to me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I would have loved to have watched a very focused Johnny Manziel. If that guy could go out and, like Tevin was saying, booze it up and then still put on performances like that, one after another, imagine how good he would have been if he would have actually been focused and could just stay off the sauce.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, me or Johnny Manziel now?
Manziel, you can't throw a football like that. I've seen you throw. It's close, but
You've
not quite Johnny
never seen
Manziel.
me throw anything. A fit. You've seen me throw a fit.
A tantrum.
A tantrum. And the whole time, too, because the Vikings were kind of considering drafting him because we needed a quarterback in that draft.
Right.
And the whole time watching the documentary, I was like, thank God we did not draft Johnny Manziel.
We've never had a quarterback that drank a lot.
Tommy Kramer, huh?
Oh, that's not what I'm saying. Tommy's a friend.
No one's saying anything about the 494 strip, about the rusty scupper. No one's saying anything about those things. Okay, Rudy?
Nothing. You're right.
Yeah.
That is, oh my God, the scupper back in the day. The rusty scupper was
legendary.
It was legendary, absolutely. And then what was Max McGee's joint? What was that? Was that Max?
Chi-Chi's or Maximilian's, right?
Maximilian's. There you go. That's exactly right. God, those places were fun.
I've heard stories. One of my great regrets of being too young is to have missed the actual impact of the strip.
Oh, God. No question about it.
I'm sure that was a lot of fun in a very different time where I am guessing the cops were not lining up and down 494 back in those days to pull people over.
You know how great that was to have all those really good restaurants and bars. You had the baseball stadium, you had the football stadium, which was the baseball stadium, you had the Met Center. Everything was just right there. It was wonderful.
The Lincoln Dell right down the street, right down the street. By the Scupper.
By the Scupper. Oh, God, that was one of my favorite Lincoln Dells anyway. That one over there where Walzer Automotive is now.
Yes. And that must have been
that one car store.
That one place.
My God, too. I can't think of a better combination to get drunk and absorb food than the Scupper followed by a trip to Lincoln Dell.
Oh, it works for me. That's all I'm saying. My brother Troy was a bartender at that Lincoln Dell, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yep. Troy was a bartender there. God, he knew everybody, too, because they'd go up and down the strip a lot.
Yes,
was a piece of work. I miss Floyd. His name was Troy, actually, but my grandfather, because the boys in my family, Terry, Tom, Todd, and Tony, and then my youngest brother was born, and my mother named him Troy. So all the boys start with a T. Terry, Tom, Todd, Tony, and Troy. Yep. My grandfather, who used to drink quite a bit and was a psychopath anyway, calls and goes, so he had this deal. He had the lateral S deal going.
Yep.
So Toots was my mother's nickname because nobody could say Theophila, which means the love of God, by the way. Enough pressure having your mother named the love of God. Thanks, Mom. No pressure on me there. But he calls my buddy and goes, so I heard you had another boy. What's the deal? She goes, yeah, we had another boy. What'd you name him? She said, Troy. And he goes, Floyd? What the hell did you name him Floyd for? Yeah, that's exactly what it was there. Papa Dean or whatever the hell your name was this week. All right, pal, you stayed till 42, actually.
Oh, wow, look at that. I will talk to you tomorrow, and I'm assuming now following another Twins win.
That's what I'm assuming. I'm right shoulder to shoulder with you, baby. That's all I'm saying.
All right,
thanks,
see y'all
Judd.
later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dougie ready to go? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on the line, Doug Sprinthal live and the new GM from Flagship Ford in Baldwin, Wisconsin, home of my new EV Ford Mustang. Online, flagshipford.com. That is flagshipford.com. Dougie Sprinthal, how are you?
I'm a little tired, actually. I just got back from Las Vegas last night. We were out there. We left Sunday for a 3-day-long Ford meeting. And, you know, Vegas it does take a toll, even if you don't try. It's just the craziest place in the world.
It is.
And we got home at midnight. So anyway, it was a good trip, and it was kind of cool. Most of the meetings, honestly, were quite boring, but the last 45 minutes was Bill Ford. I think he's the grandson of Henry, maybe great-grandson of Henry, and Jim Farley, who's the CEO, and they talked about the future of the company, and it was pretty cool. The thing that all the Ford dealers are worried about, and the factory, is there's upcoming UAW negotiations that are going on right now, and the new head of the UAW is kind of playing hardball. But Bill Ford had been on the negotiating team starting in the 70s. He goes, "We have not had the UAW strike Ford in over 45 years, and we're not going to start now." And then they pointed out that they have by far the most American workers of any auto production company in the U.S. and build more cars here. It was really quite patriotic, but they don't really brag about it much. And I'm like, you should tell that story. People would like that, but they don't listen to me. I'm from work in Wisconsin, for crying out loud.
What are you talking about? They listen to you nonstop.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, Doug, Jim Farley here. Help us sort through this problem. Never.
Hey, that's not true. By the way, I've gotten several calls from people in that area over there. Some of them work with you, and others just happen to be in there. But apparently you got people coming in saying, hey, I heard you talking, Dougie talking on the Tom Barnard podcast.
It's working. We had
very nice.
a nice couple drive over from Isani on Saturday. Just got an email before I got in the truck this morning from a woman whose son graduated cop school down at Mankato State and is looking for his first ride. So it is people are responding, and it's really it's an honor when people reach out to you, because I'm a car salesman, for crying out loud. But I do try my best to take care of people, and I think people understand that. So it's good, and thank you for your massive part of that.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. You're a thrill to work with. That's all I'm saying.
I was going to call you later because I think we need to freshen up the pre-recorded spot. Would it be okay if I came in between the morning show and the podcast on Friday?
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem at all. That'll be perfect. We'll get her done. We'll freshen it up, as you say. And by the way, you know Katie and Dana, right? Harms?
Oh, sure.
They've
been threatening to buy cars from me for about 2 years, and I can never quite get it done.
She bought the exact same car that I did.
Oh, she did?
I guess so. I guess that's what she was telling me last night. But I'm telling you, Doug, and I'm not just saying this because it's Flagship Ford, and because Doug and I have been friends for 1 billion years, and he knows I wouldn't just make it up. I do love my car, man. That Ford Mustang EV is phenomenal.
Yeah, I've been driving used ones for demos because I commute 100 miles a day from Rose Mountain. It's they're fabulous cars, and not to be too pitchy, but they just at the dealer show announced 1.9% financing for 5 years on Mach-E's if people are interested in buying them. And they've got some pretty good lease deals on them. So if you're interested, you can always reach out to me directly at Doug@flagshipford.com.
The one thing I would warn people, if you get an EV Mustang, 100% electric vehicle, when it feels like you're doing 35, you're doing about 80.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they are blindingly fast.
Oh, my God, is that car fast.
Mike Bryant was out Saturdays looking at buying a used Ford Edge from me. Oh, man, his Camry, it looked like it was in a war zone. They got caught in a hailstorm on Friday. I'm like, Mike, you might want to call the insurance company before you complete this. But he says, yeah, I rode in Tommy's car, and I'd be in jail if I owned that thing.
Oh, I'm telling you. I looked down and said, I better back off the accelerator just a little bit here. It does not feel like you're going that fast. It's weird.
You know, I've wondered, and I asked a Ford guy about this at the meeting, and he says, it's not a bad idea. I mean, you and I can generally be safe driving a car that's fast, but would you give a key to that car to a 16-year-old kid?
No way.
I don't think so.
No
I think
way.
they've got to figure out a way to govern the acceleration because you can get in trouble in a hurry if you don't know what you're doing. So.
Well, the first ones, from what I heard, that rolled off the line could go 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, I read that somewhere too. I don't. It probably could have gone that fast. It couldn't have gone that fast for very long. I mean, that eats up a ton of power.
Right.
Even on a normal supercar, they'll burn 10 gallons a minute when they're going that fast.
That's moving, baby. There's no doubt about it. All right, so I'm going to see you in here on Friday.
Yeah.
So are you going to stay long enough to be on the show on Friday?
Well, I could if you want. I'm taking the day off and making a big dinner. My kids are going off to college next Monday, one to Mankato and the other one to Korea, so I figured I better spend some time with them. But they don't get up till after lunch, so I can do the show with you if you like.
Yeah, if you want to come in between shows, we'll cut the commercial, and you can stick around for the Car Selling Secrets Friday edition with Josh Arnold. It'll be perfect.
That'd be cool.
Do I get a say in any of this? Do I have to?
Sure.
You're out of the mix.
Okay, cool.
That's all I'm saying.
Just
Out of the
kidding,
mix.
dog. I'd love to see you.
All right, Dougie, we will see you on Friday, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.
Excellent. See you guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, Dougie. Doug Sprinthal, ladies and gentlemen. Longtime friend of the Tom Barnard Show, Doug Sprinthal, Flagship Ford in Baldwin, Wisconsin. Online, it's flagshipford.com. We got to take a break. Be right back and wrap things up right after this.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Schatzko with mnfatloss.com, and I know the secret. Our unique weight loss program makes it easy to lose weight, get healthy, and get your energy back naturally, safely, and effectively. If you'd like to lose unhealthy fat without counting points, no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no surgery, and no hypnosis, go online to mnfatloss.com.
Tom here for mnfatloss.com. As you may know, I started the program earlier this year for 60 days, then spent several weeks in the maintenance phase, and now I'm back on the program. I've lost 30 pounds, and I feel great. I don't have to exercise, I eat delicious real food, and I'm not hungry. I recommend the program to anyone wanting to lose weight.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. For your free private weight loss consultation, call 763-312-7600 or schedule online at mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com.
Dr. Adam Schatzko, DC. Results may vary.
Got back just in time, baby.
You're good at that.
I had to say hello to Andy. Andy just got here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got to say hello to my son. No question about it. So, yeah, it looks like the weather might be okay for the Mimi. I'm happy about that because I really didn't want to sit inside while it poured rain.
Make sure you wear shoes that are non-scuffing. I don't think you own. Yeah, those are perfect.
Yeah, baby.
You just they were. That was on the invitation.
Oh, yeah, they don't want you marring up the boat.
Yeah, Tevin. Haven't you been invited to enough
But,
yachts?
what are you doing? Like, are you doing a lot of dancing? Tap dancing where you're going to scuff up the floor?
So we had a panic. Because I go, Justin, when we were driving, we're about halfway there, going from Eden Prairie to Stillwater. And I said, I told you not to wear, shoes that scuff. He goes, I don't know if my shoes scuff. I don't know. And I go, well, then you will be wearing no shoes on that boat, sir.
Sir, take your shoes off right now.
And then I was like, oh, fine. If you have to take your shoes off, I'll take them off too. So at least we both look
in solidarity.
You look like hillbillies together. That'll be great.
I felt so bad for him. He was so panicked. I was like, and I was making it way worse. So I was like, come on, Justin.
Why can't you behave?
Why can't I be nice to everybody?
Why can't you be nice to everybody?
I don't know. What's the problem?
I want to run these by you because we got everybody in studio here now, and I've been looking at this headline all morning, the top historical events we'd visit if we could time travel.
Ah.
Is there anything that you would like to visit if you could go back in time and be there for it? And don't say the assassination of Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, my God.
I thought you were going to say MLK just because I'm here.
Yeah.
I thought he was too.
Well, Lincoln got killed because of you. So.
And what number am I thinking, Tevin?
7.
There you go. You got it all.
No, it's still 12.
I would like to go back in time when Hall & Oates met for the first time and intercept that meeting so I never have to put up with their awful garbage music for the rest of my life.
Very negative.
It's awful.
Rich
it's so
Girl's
bad.
pretty good. And you're going too far because you know it doesn't matter. Rich Girl's a good song.
I was thinking of
well, it was until you said
Until I ruined it.
Gwen Stefani.
Yeah,
Gwen
if
Stefani.
I was a rich guy, no, that song, that's what I thought.
I've never heard that. I just want to make you feel as vulnerable as I felt.
Yeah, thanks. So can you think of an historical event you'd like to visit if you could time travel?
A historical event? I was
trying to think.
So. I don't know, maybe It'd probably be something entertainment.
It's like, I think it'd be a blast to be at Woodstock and just watch that unfold.
I love the fact that there was 500,000 people at Woodstock, and about 5 million people claim they were there.
Right.
I just love that.
Yeah.
about that. Yes, I was there. No, you weren't. You lying sack.
I mean, maybe I'd go to the whole Jesus dinner and be like, he's gonna betray you.
The old Jesus dinner. Yeah.
Yes, the old Jesus
The
dinner, not
Last
the young
Supper, some would call it. Not
33.
me.
Yeah, the Jesus dinner, not the Last Supper.
Yeah.
That's
Nope.
exactly right. No question about it. I probably, if it were me, I would travel back to the celebration of the end of World War II.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Because America
Yes.
saved this planet, and we still don't get any credit for doing that.
Getting kissed by random soldiers, just like walking around in a nurse outfit, ready to get kissed.
I still love the fact all these other places, especially in the Eastern Hemisphere, yeah, America, they do everything wrong. They pulled your ass out of the ringer now, didn't they?
I know, we should just write "You're welcome" and
Right,
send
send
it
a
to
thank
them.
you cards.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We're gonna
Yeah.
whoop Hitler's ass, that's all I'm saying.
That'd be fun to have a united enemy too. I mean, I know that's like a terrible time, but like everybody can agree we hate Hitler, and you'd go, "Yep."
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good choice. Particularly that mustache. That ain't working for me.
Yeah, he makes
You know
your
what I mean?
face look fat, Hitler.
All right, here we go. If I could time travel, I'd probably just go back to the day before last week's Mega Millions drawing, but that wasn't an option listed here. So would you go back in time so you could win the lottery and cheat?
I guess that's the only way I could make money because any other way I couldn't figure it out. I'd be like,
Me either. I got no shot.
It's not like I could tell them how internet works,
right.
Like I'm too dumb to be helpful in any other way. So that's the only way I can make money, or like bet on a sports game, I guess, that I know for sure, but knowing me I'd screw it up.
That's the entire premise of Back to the Future 2, the
Yeah.
sports almanac.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because would they bet on the Cubs to win the World Series or something like that? Yeah.
Biff?
Yep.
Someone polled 2,000 Americans and asked which historical event or historical scene they'd want to travel back to and see in person. So you would agree that the end of World War II?
Yeah, or I Have a Dream speech would be
I Have a
pretty
Dream.
Yeah, that would
pretty
be cool to go to.
beautiful setting, everything would be,
Except it reminds me of being wheeled in to have my first ever hernia surgery, which I've had 3 of. It's called weightlifting. Don't do it like Uncle Tommy did.
done.
But I was being wheeled in. I was 19 years old, and the nurse pushing me in was a young black woman. And she looks at this book I'm reading. The book I'm reading is called Black Power. It came out in like 1968, right around the time you're talking about with MLK and all that. She goes, "Hey, boy, let me ask you a question." She called me boy. I'm like, "Yeah, what's your question?" She goes, "Why are you reading that?" I said, "Because I'm trying to learn something." She goes, "I've got a warning for you. If the authorities see you reading that, they're going to whoop your ass." I will never forget that
That's
as long
funny.
as I live. She was a sweetheart. She was great, but she was serious. Like, man,
Very
as a-
concerned for you.
As a white boy, don't be reading that shit.
That's funny.
I thought it was great. Okay, so here we go. Someone polled 2,000 Americans, asked which one they'd like to see. I guess we're assuming that you couldn't die because most of the top picks wouldn't exactly be safe. First place is between ancient Egypt and the American Revolution. Why would you want to go to the American Revolution? A little dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think so.
It says, I feel like the fans of Outlander might be behind that second. I've never watched Outlander. Is that about going back in the American Revolution?
No idea.
I think that's just time traveling in general, right?
Oh, is that what it is?
It's like a nerdier quantum leap.
Which is
Yeah.
saying something.
Okay, here we go. So we got ancient Egypt. They don't like you in Egypt, so stay away.
Yeah, it wouldn't go well.
American Revolution. The rest of the picks in order are ancient Greece, the Viking Age, Italy during the Renaissance, Europe during World War II, Normandy on D-Day, and the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989.
Am I crazy that like most of these I wouldn't want to go to? Just like simply indoor plumbing is like a
Right.
big part of my life.
I could see that.
Yeah, I'm extremely bored by all that. Although it would be kind of cool to see how they made the pyramids. Like I just
Yeah,
want
but like how many hours you got? How many days you gonna be
I'm
there?
just gonna sit and see for like a 15 minutes, and like we can come back to. I'm not going there to stay.
They could be taking their break in that 15 minutes.
Can you imagine
I don't
like,
think they get them.
how smart they would think you are? Like, Brittany, if you went back in time and they'd be like, this white witch uses parchment to wipe her tushy. Like,
See?
paper,
They would think
Think
I'm
of that.
insane because I would be trying to describe the internet to them. Like, I would ruin my everything.
Well, that's like, what was the Martin Lawrence movie? It was like The Black Knight, and he went back in time to like the medieval days, and
The
he's like,
Black Knight.
I can make the sun disappear. He
Yeah.
just waits for like the eclipse to go
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
and they all think he's this huge whatever.
Black Knight was
brilliant
a great movie.
You've never seen it.
Yes, I have.
I don't believe you.
Oh my god, it was like a big part. Like it was huge.
Okay.
Is that
I thought you were making fun of me.
Was that a
No.
Batman? Is that a Batman movie or something?
No, it was Martin Lawrence. I don't know how he ended up going back in time.
That was
but
like the day and age of that, and like Major Pain was another
Yep.
one we
What was it
watched all the
called?
time.
The
Black
Black
Knight.
Knight?
Oh, because I'm thinking of the Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah,
it said
there
same
you go.
K too.
Yeah.
So it's
And when he says knight, he means like going back to like the Renaissance. It was like
Yeah.
him
Right.
like jousting. Yeah.
Yep.
there was like a very attractive girl in it,
Yes.
and yes, yeah.
Yep.
Here are
for
a
you,
few
Brittany.
more that made the list. The moon landing, Woodstock, so there's your Woodstock. The birth of Jesus, there's your birth of Jesus.
I don't need to be there for the birth. Babies are pretty uneventful.
It's probably a C-section.
Oh God, no.
Still the greatest joke of all time. I love that joke. You got Joseph and Mary going to Bethlehem on December 24th. You haven't ever heard that joke?
I actually know it, but I don't want to steal
Oh,
your
it's one of my.
punchline.
You know the joke. So, Joseph is leading a donkey through the desert, and Mary, who's pregnant, is sitting on the donkey, and an Israeli guard goes, "Stop! Where are you going?" We're going to Bethlehem. Oh, you're going to Bethlehem. Why are you going to Bethlehem? Because my wife is about to have a baby, and we'd like the baby to be born in Bethlehem. He goes, "Wait a minute. What's your name?" He goes, "Joseph." And the guard goes, "Okay, let me guess. Your name is Joseph. Your wife's name is Mary. And when the baby's born, you're going to name him Jesus, aren't you?" And Joseph says, "We're not Puerto Rican." I love that joke so much because I grew up with the De Jesus family. They pronounced it De Jesus back then, by the way, but great, great family in North Minneapolis. I think of them every time I hear that joke. Okay, so we got MLK's I Have a Dream speech. You guys brought that up too. The first atomic bomb, no thank you. I don't want to be anywhere near that.
Oh.
And how about hanging with the dinosaurs when that asteroid hit? No, thank you. No, there's too much damage involved in all those. No, thank you.
And I think going to either Woodstock, like the first one or the one that they did in '98,
The
that was
fake
like a
one.
complete train wreck.
It was.
Like I would love to just see that as well.
It would be so entertaining. Did you watch the documentary about it? Yeah, it's so good.
Because they did one in '94.
Yeah.
And
they
then
did?
they did one in '94, and that was like where the Mud People, Green Day, that whole thing came out. And then were like, hey, 5 years later, let's do it one more time. And then they burned the damn place to the ground.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Everybody wants free love, but nobody wants to pay for it.
No. Well, I mean, it wasn't a very well set up
Yeah.
festival. Like,
It's like the only second worst is
Fire.
Fire.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Fire Fest.
Well, and I heard that guy's like trying to do another festival.
That's what I heard.
I'll
I heard
go.
that, yeah.
Fine.
All right, that's going to do it. Talk to you tomorrow.